Friday Night Football greetings from beautiful Titan Stadium on the campus of Jacksonville High School. It is time for Benton Fighting Panther football. Tonight is stop 2 on the Panthers Taking Care of Business tour. Last week, the Panthers pummeled Greene County Tech up at Paragould 63-7. Tonight they face an upstart Jacksonville Titan team that has won back-to-back games for the first time since 2017. But a Panther win tonight, and that will leave Benton atop the 6A East Conference standings with 3 games remaining in the 2023 regular season. I'm Jim Gardner, joined tonight by Terry Benham, Rob Pepper, and Dio Vanucci. And again, our M&M Productions team of Aaron Garrett, Chase Bowden, and Jonathan Webb producing tonight. Panther football is presented, as always, by Everett Buick GMC. Panther football is sponsored by Lost Pizza, CTS Industrial Services, Sanders Ground Essentials, Cornerstone Home Lending, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, Hamilton Family Dentistry, HBA Construction, True Gentleman and True Boutique, Edward Jones agent Caitlin King, Chepe's Mexican Grill, Central Arkansas Inflatables, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, Farmers Bank and Trust, Elliott Electrical, Riverside Grocery and Catering, First Security Bank, Allied Glass, ACDI, Congo Fireplace and Patio, Pasta J's, Tim's Tavern, and the City of Benton. And as I welcome in my buddies, Dio Vanucci and Terry Benham, guys, I can remember when we would go to Jan Crow Stadium up the road, and that press box was one big room. You were in there with the PA man and the scoreboard operator and the coaches.
But they had some good food in that box.
They did.
Remember that.
They did, but there was about 30 people cramped into a tight space. What they have built here with the merger of North Pulaski and Jacksonville is unbelievably nice.
It might be the second best radio booth in Central Arkansas.
What's the best?
Second to
War Memorial?
Panther Stadium.
Well, they do have a restroom here, which we don't at home.
This wins.
Sorry. Yeah, I can handle it.
Yeah. So, A.D. Nethery, we're inviting you up here to take a perusal of the press box. But there used to be a very small junior high field here. Jacksonville South, I believe, junior high school. And between the new school building, the new gymnasium, their indoor complex, and this field, Dio, I'm super impressed.
This is a very impressive stadium. Great place to play. It'll be a great place to play a football game. I went right by it because I asked our AD Nethery, and he said, it's where the old stadium is. They just built right over it. So I thought he was talking about Jan Crow, but he was not. He was talking about the old junior high stadium is the one they built over.
Yeah.
So, but when you miss that exit, which is a tight exit right when you're coming through all that construction stuff. Anyway, I got to go down Old Gregory Street and see a little bit more of Jacksonville tonight before I got here.
Jacksonville Scenic Tour. So if anybody's driving in and they've got the pregame on, take the Main Street exit, and it's right behind Crane Ford.
Literally.
I mean, directly behind Crane Ford.
I drove through their lot to get here.
Yes. In fact, Coach Harris sent out on Remind this afternoon telling the parents to park in the Crane Ford lot. So it's about according to Rob Pepper, about a 10-second walk from the lot to the gate. Speaking of impressive, last week the Benton Panthers were impressive, guys. 63-7 over Greene County Tech. The Benton offense has now gone 21 of 21 on first-half drives for touchdowns in the last 3 games. Drew Davis with an incredible night, 14 of 16 passing, 349 yards and 7 touchdowns, and that was just in one half of football, Terry.
It was also the school record for touchdowns. I mean, you remember last week in the post game, we were sitting around and going, God, there's so many big plays, there's so many good stats. Who do you choose as the player of the game? And we went with Drew because, golly, how do you not go with Drew? 349 yards and 7 touchdowns in the first half.
And not only did we go with Drew, the Buzz named him their player of the week. Rex Nelson and Nate Olson on the statewide scoreboard show were bragging on Drew. But, boy, he's got to have some receivers to catch it, Dio, and Elias Payne and Maddox Davis both with great games last week.
Well, absolutely. And when you're a quarterback that basically every other pass you throw turns into a touchdown, you can't do that completely by yourself. You're delivering the ball, but Elias Payne, another big game, our only receiver that's averaging over 100 yards a game. Maddox Davis is awfully close, but Elias Payne only appeared so far in I guess 4 games, and he's averaging 120 yards a game. So another big night for him, but they're doing it on so few receptions. I mean, he's averaging 28 yards a reception right now for the season so far.
And in his last 6 catches, 5 have gone for touchdowns. He's on a tear.
He's on a tear.
And when I looked at the stat sheet today, he leads the team in all-purpose yards despite missing 2 games. So. Yeah. Electric Elias is living up to his name. Defensively, Greene County Tech had a 75-yard touchdown drive right before halftime, but in their other 9 possessions, 8 total yards of offense. The PDC last week was awesome.
Oh, it was a clamp-down defense. I mean, there was a time period there where I don't know if it was 5 or 6 of their first drives. They didn't get a first down. They didn't move the ball.
They were negative yards.
They were negative yards there for a while. So, I mean, when you've got – and here's the beauty of it is, yes, Jay Thomas Pepper is your leading tackler right now, leading the team with 52 tackles for the season. But what I like to see, and he is a Spur, so he's in a linebacker position, but
right.
Your next 2 leading tacklers are your linebackers, Walter Hicks and Chase Harding. And that's when you know – when you look at a tackle chart and your free safety's leading your team in tackles – you're probably allowing a lot of first downs, but not this team. This team's doing a great job of those defensive linemen keeping people off of their linebackers so they can make plays.
And, Dio, just like we pointed out last week, these tackles are spread out, too, across the team. You don't have one guy that's just leaping forward and dominating all of the tackles. You've got 52, 48, 47, 42. I mean, that's a lot of guys getting in and getting some –
and they're all the positions you want.
That's right.
You've got your 2 linebackers, your Spur, and then you've got your free safety who's coming downhill and running the alleys. And Isaac Hill has really come along this year. I think he's one of the Booth's favorite players because of how him stepping up into that free safety role has freed the coaches up to be able to move Bernard over to that bandit spot where now you've got 2 guys in coverage, but you've also got that run support on the other side of J. Thomas Pepper with Chris Bernard.
That's outstanding. Right. So Isaac was our HBA Construction Defensive Player of the game last week with 8 tackles and just a wonderful young man to visit with at Panther Live on Tuesday. Chase Harding also had a sack. As we look at the scores in the conference last week, Jacksonville, as we said in the open, won back-to-back games for the first time since 2017. They won at Sylvan Hills last week 28-13. Marion ran for 613 yards on the ground against Searcy in a 56-35 win. West Memphis made the long trip to Union County and defeated El Dorado 43-10. And Catholic in a game that was much closer than I really expected, 28-14, Dio, over your alma mater, Sheridan.
Yeah, that was the surprising one of that scoreboard because I think we all expected Little Rock Catholic to really, take care of business, but that game was really close through 3 quarters from what I understand. But I'm going to tell you what, last week was interesting, but this week is really interesting with West Memphis at Marion.
Well, let's go ahead and go to the schedule tonight because there are big games around the 6A East tonight. Benton is here at Jacksonville. Marion at West Memphis tonight, guys. That one's so big we've got it pulled up on the laptop to watch the stream of that game. Marion with 1 loss, West Memphis tied with Benton. No losses. They call this the Crittenden County Super Bowl, Terry, and there is a lot on the line for both of those teams.
There really is, and we dominated Marion, but we all know that Marion is a lot better football team than they showed against the Benton Panthers, and I think that's going to be a really good football game tonight, and I think Marion's got as good a shot at winning that as West Memphis does.
If Marion can knock off West Memphis and Benton can win here tonight, the Panthers will be alone atop the 6A East with 3 games remaining. Greene County Tech tonight is at Searcy. The Lions will come to Benton next week as the Panther opponent. Big game for playoff seeding. El Dorado is at Sheridan. Sheridan currently in the 6th spot, but an El Dorado win tonight would bump Sheridan out of the playoffs and move El Dorado into that 6th spot. So even though it doesn't have implications, Dio, at the top of the conference, a huge one tonight in Grant County.
Well, absolutely. Sheridan with a lot to play for there, and really – it's an opportunity. I think Sheridan is one of those schools that, the struggles that they have with dealing with the kids that are coming from East End. It's a tough place to win as a coach. So looking to see a interesting game there between El Dorado and Sheridan. Both have kind of been hovering around the bottom in the conference this year. Yeah,
I got a little info last night that Sheridan's got a freshman running back that has run for about 20 miles in junior high football. They're moving him up tonight. So they're going to play a 9th grader at running back that is apparently all-world. So we'll see him in Week 10, and we'll see how he fares in his first high school game tonight. Catholic is at Sylvan Hills to round out the schedule. So again, the 6A standings, Benton and West Memphis are both tied atop at 5-0. Marion is 4-1. Catholic and Searcy are at 3-2, but the Rockets beat Searcy, so they have the tiebreaker advantage there. Sheridan and Jacksonville at 2-3, and Sheridan with the tiebreaker advantage by virtue of their win over Jacksonville. El Dorado's 1-4. Greene County Tech and Sylvan Hills are 0-5. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, you'll hear from Brad Harris with some very interesting thoughts about a coach's perspective on practice at this point of the season before he previews this game tonight. You're watching Benton Panther football on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
You ready for this? Home field advantage is such a huge deal in football, and I think it's a huge deal in the mortgage world too.
Really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
So as we go to the Taking Care of Business Tour Stop 2 this week in Jacksonville, I want to start with maybe a coach's decision that isn't second-guessed. Coaches are as second-guessed as anybody. Should he have gone for it or should he have kicked? Should he have gone for the extra point or gone for 2?
Right.
But this week, and I think at this point of the season, you have to make a decision. How hard do we practice? Do we push these guys or do we back off? Because it's end of the season. You worry about wearing their legs out. Talk a little bit about your philosophy on setting up the practice schedule on a week like this.
Well, that's the hard part of my job right now, I think, is getting that even balance that we want. Early in the year, I want to push them hard. I want to get them in shape. Right now, they're pretty much in game shape. The heat is not a factor as much, but we're going to have longer practices early in the year. As the year tapers, we're going to cut it back a little bit. We're still going to get our work in, but we're going to try to save some legs, save some hits, hopefully. Give you an example. Last week, defensively, we usually do a team tackle period on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We didn't do that last week. We wanted to save some contact a little bit, you know. Now this week we went back to it because we're playing a quarterback that's very electric, can run in space. So we felt like we needed to full speed tackle. So we got to pick and choose, you know, when we do that. A lot of our team stuff is kind of a thud tempo now. We're not going full speed off the ball. Line of scrimmage plays live, but on the tackles, we're trying to conserve as many hits as we can. The biggest thing is managing that right now. That also, just like you said, managing the legs, get them healthy. Last week and this week, we're trying to conserve some energy. You know, we cut practice. I think today, when you add it up, it was an hour 35 on the paper. You know, tomorrow will be something very similar to that. Now we're typically out there about an hour and 50 when you factor in breaks and transition time, maybe 2 hours, but actual on the field work, you're looking at an hour and a half, you know, sometimes, and that may not seem like a lot, but we really try to push tempo during those times and get our conditioning in there. So that is a delicate situation for us, you know, and this time of year it's really tough because you're starting to get guys that have some injuries, have some bumps and bruises, and you got to learn to take care of them, you know. I don't like seeing any of our starters out at all times, but I also know that, hey, he needs a break. He needs to save some legs right here on a few plays, and we get some other guys some reps, and hopefully that is developing a little bit of depth for us for a stretch run.
Yeah, and you want them to be at their fastest Friday, not on Wednesday.
That's right.
So Friday is Jacksonville. Get to go to their brand-new stadium there in Jacksonville. Looking forward to that. Tell us what we're going to see out of the Titans on Friday.
Well, you're going to see a team, I think, that's going to play with a lot of confidence. They've won 2 games in a row. I told our guys, you know, they're going to play some confidence. They've beaten Greene County Tech and Sylvan Hills. You know, unfortunately for them, they're not playing Greene County Tech or Sylvan Hills, but they're going to play with some confidence. And so a team that's under a second-year head coach, they've shown improvement. They really have. And, you know, last year we gave up the very first play of the ball game and then played really well the rest of the game. But they've got a couple of athletes on offense. You know, their quarterback is very electric. He can run with the football. He throws the football. He's a 5'10", 180-pound kid, so he's not small. He can go. He can make plays. So we're going to have to do a great job of containing him. You don't shut guys down like that. Now, he's not like Marion's quarterback, I don't think, but he's a very good runner. You know, so anytime you got a dual-threat quarterback from a defensive standpoint, that always concerns us because it's a +1 in all your run game. Their running back, they're actually playing a freshman running back right now. He's a good-looking kid. You know, he's a freshman. Sometimes he runs the ball really hard. Sometimes he looks like a freshman out there running it, you know. Their offensive line is probably their weakest point is their offense, and that's where they struggle. They try to get a lot of perimeter run. They try to get the ball out quick, and then they're going to take some shots on you down the field. So hopefully we can disrupt it and take some shots like we've done. We like the matchup with our receivers on their DBs. We like our lineup, our O-line versus their D-line. So there's a lot of things out there on offense for us that we feel like we can take advantage of.
Couple of keys to victory.
Well, I always say this from a defensive perspective. I think we got to tackle well because this guy's really good. The last time we saw a really good running quarterback was against Marion. We missed a couple of tackles, and he had 2 touchdowns, and that can happen Friday night. So we're going to have to do a good job of making sure we know where the quarterback is on all pass, run plays, things like that, because he's the key to their success and everything. So defensively, you know, do a good job on the cue. Offensively, I think we just got to keep executing. We're going to be very tough to stop. If we can continue to take care of the football, not make mistakes, not beat ourselves, execution's the key for us.
Yeah, taking care of business, stop
Definitely.
in Jacksonville. Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
HBA Construction is proud supporters of Benton Panther football this fall. Visit them online at hbaconst.com or find them on Facebook. HBA specializes in home remodeling and additions, new home construction, residential rental remodeling and maintenance, new deck and repairs, privacy wood fences, and more. Visit them online, hbaconst.com, find them on Facebook, or call Hunter today, 501-722-8700.
Can you see her greatness? When you attend her games, when you cheer her on, or when you participate in any way, you support your community and make it better, and you will see her greatness. Join us as we pledge to increase the visibility of women's sports in our communities. It makes a difference when we all are involved. At Everett Buick GMC, we proudly support our local female athletes and encourage you to do the same. See her greatness.
Welcome back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show. Beautiful view of the sky here tonight at Titan Stadium. We are 7 minutes and 18 seconds away from kickoff. Tonight is the 35th meeting all time between Benton and Jacksonville. The Panthers have owned the series historically, with Benton winning 29 times, Jacksonville just 5. And last year, the Panthers won 63-18 in a game that was played at the Palace. As we look at the statistical comparison tonight, the Benton offense against the Jacksonville defense matchup, and Terry, the Benton offense just rolling 442 total yards, averaging 47 points per game. And remember, they only put up 6 in the Salt Bowl. I mean, that 47-point total is impressive.
Yeah, it sure is. And you know, we could eclipse that again tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, this offense is high-powered. Man, they are putting up some big numbers, 139 on the ground and 303 average in the air. And, you know, Jim, a lot of that's been in the first half. And, you know, candidly, I don't see them slowing down. Now, Jacksonville plays a 3-4 scheme, and you may see Braylon Russell really kind of break out early in this game instead of grinding it throughout the game. And so I'm excited to see what this offense has done. Dio, they've scored every time they got the ball for the last 3 football games. And so let's see if we can make it 4.
I think they're going to try their best. I mean, when you talk about 21 for 21 on possessions, and that also means that you've not had any turnovers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's another stat that, you know, the Panthers need to do a good job tonight again of not turning the ball over and scoring efficiently. I mean, there was at one point the first 2 plays we ran both went for touchdowns. So looking to do that again tonight. Now let's talk about the Benton defense versus this Jacksonville offense. Learn that Jacksonville's starting quarterback is going to be out tonight, and he's really probably the best athlete on their team. So these numbers for the Titans, averaging 164 yards on the ground, 147 through the air, probably not going to see a Jacksonville offense produce like that tonight against a Benton defense that's allowing less than 300 yards a game and less than 20 points a game. Coach Harris hoping for the shutout tonight. Looks like the broadcast crew is going to have to buy some pizza finally this year. We're excited about that. But they got to do it. I mean, we would have thought the same thing last week, but we kind of slipped up and let Greene County Tech find some rhythm on one of those drives. So can't let Jacksonville get into a rhythm tonight.
Kentrell Thompson has been their starting quarterback. He's gone over 100 yards rushing in 5 of their 6 games, 760 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns. He's completed 64% of his passes for 664 yards, but he's in street clothes. And when you take his 1,300 yards out of that offense, there's not a lot left for Jacksonville, quite frankly. So it is a night the PDC should feast.
Yeah, feast. I like that word. That's going to be our defensive word for the night.
Last week in Saline County, Bryant defeated Little Rock Central 45-6 in a game played at J.A. Fair. I didn't even realize that stadium was still operational, but with Quigley under construction, they played that one there. Bauxite got a big win over the Clinton Yellow Jackets 55-32, and Harmony Grove defeated Dover 40-0 as the Titans come out onto the field. Already they are going straight to the midfield logo to wave their flags. Panthers getting ready to come out of the inflatable tunnel. Tonight in Saline County, it's homecoming at Bryant, and they are welcoming Darrell Patton's Little Rock Southwest Griffins. So homecoming, they bring back an old alum as the opposing coach. Little Rock Hall is at Harmony Grove tonight, and Bauxite is open. And now as we go to our True Gentleman and True Boutique, Picks to Click. Terry, you can kick it off for us tonight.
Well, I'm going to go with Drew Davis just because, man, what a weapon he has turned into be, and really just lit it up last week. I think he's going to light it up again this week. And then O'Marcus King, Dio O'Marcus has really played well, especially in the last 4 games, and has really shut down over at the corner. And so I'm excited to see a game out of him.
Absolutely. Well, and O'Marcus is one of those players that we kind of feel like he's due. So I think that's a great pick. Now, for me, I went with Elias Payne on offense. I mean, give me the team's most efficient receiver. I think he's going to have another big night. And if Drew Davis has a big night, he's going to be throwing – well, he's got so many weapons he can throw to. But Elias is one of his favorite targets. So him on offense, and then Walter Hicks on defense. I expect Walter to – whoa, that was – I can hear that band kicking. But I expect Walter to have a big night tonight. Walter plays from his position at linebacker, he is all over the field. So expect to see him in the Titans' backfield all night tonight.
Freddie's going with Garrett Honeycutt, the kicker, and Peyton McNeely, the defensive end. Rob, let's bring you in. Who you got tonight?
Maddox Davis on offense, and see if Gary Rideout can get him a pick on defense tonight.
Yeah, Jacksonville's thrown 8 interceptions, and they'll be playing a backup quarterback, so maybe the Benton secondary can come up big tonight. Dio, defensive key to victory.
Take care of business, Jim. It's simple. Just take care of business, as simple as that. Like they did last week, they need to do the same thing. Take care of business.
Well, on offense, we've just got to hit repeat. This is going to be a similar situation, and I think the Panther offense, when they get the ball, they need to jump out on them early and get them down and make them want to quit.
So Panthers are going to kick off. That's something that we have seen throughout the season. Brad Harris loves putting his defense on the field first, and that's what will happen tonight as Garrett Honeycutt puts his foot into it. It is going to be fielded in play at the 5, returning it up the numbers short of the 20-yard line. There's that great Panther kick coverage. How about Nick Wright down there, Terry? He's been an animal in special teams.
He sure has. He's been an animal on defense, too. He really has been playing well the entire season. We talked about him a lot last week, and he starts off the night in a big way.
First quarter brought to you tonight by Jones Heat and Air. Boy, it's going to be cool next week. You might need to call Jones Heat and Air and get that furnace checked. You might turn it on for the first time next week, Terry.
Get a little fireplace action.
There you go. Open the window and turn the fireplace on, right, Dio?
That's absolutely right.
Make everybody in the house happy. So looks like Jacksonville's going to line up with Marion Ball at quarterback. And he is going to take the snap, drop back, and throw. Catch is made. Tackled by O'Marcus King as Keyshawn Glenn came down with the football. So with the second-string quarterback, Dio, they come right out firing.
I mean, a little bit surprising to me, but give him a nice short pass to get started on, get him in a rhythm. Jacksonville may find themselves a new passing quarterback.
Marion Ball is the Jacksonville quarterback. He wears number 10. Jacksonville in pink uniforms tonight. And Ball is going to air this one out and throws it about 10 yards over the head of Kennedy Johnson, the 6'2", 165-pound sophomore. Let's set the Benton defensive starters. Peyton McNeely, Ian Alvarez, and Owen Seals are the front three. The linebackers tonight are Walter Hicks, Chase Harding, and Nick Wright getting the start at a linebacker spot. Gary Rideout and O'Marcus King are your cornerbacks. Your safeties are Chris Bernard, Isaac Hill, and J. Thomas Pepper. Third down, Jacksonville to the air again. Marion Ball slings it out. Catch is made. Gary Rideout is going to push Kayvon Spann out of bounds near the 29-yard line. Good for a Jacksonville first down.
Yeah, he gave him about a 7-yard cushion that time, Dio. And, you know, anytime you get a wide receiver with that much of a cushion, he's going to be a tasty target for that quarterback.
Well, especially on 3rd and 4, that's kind of when you want to get up into the coverage. Like right now, Gary Rideout's up, at the line of scrimmage basically and giving a bump and run coverage.
Well, they're going to get 5 free yards at that time. The Panthers jumped a little bit over on the right-hand side, and Panthers are going to give them 5 easy.
So it'll be first down and 5 following the offside penalty against the Benton defense.
Or an easy nickel, as that PA announcer would say.
Mason Ball, a 9th grader, is the Jacksonville running back to the right of Marion Ball. They're going to air it out again, looking downfield for the big, tall wide receiver, Kayvon Spann, 6'4", 180, and he could not come down with it as Rideout and Bernard in coverage.
Yeah, it was a good no call that time by the referees. Their feet got tangled up, and Rideout fell down in front of him. Sometimes you wind up getting a call on that, but it was a good no call by the officials.
Well, Rideout expected the call to come his way. He was thinking he got interfered with, but I don't think anybody got interfered with the way that ball was, where it was placed.
Harding and Wright showing blitz. Here they come as Ball drops back. He's pressured, throws ball high up in the air, and it comes down to the ground as J. Thomas Pepper hit the receiver as soon as the ball arrived. Boy, you talking about pressure, Dio, on both ends, on the quarterback and the receiver, and Chase Harding in hot pursuit couldn't get the interception.
Yeah, well, and Nick Wright came through there. He had on that blitz, he came through completely untouched, and that quarterback had to get rid of that ball as quick as he could.
Tried to get it to Caden Young. It's 3rd down and 5. Here comes Wright and Hicks is going to get him. Owen Seals in there as well on the sack, along with Peyton McNeely. A trio of Panthers, and it'll be 4th down back at the 23-yard line, and Jacksonville will punt it away.
Man, what a great defensive stand. Great defensive stand. And what great pressure on the right side that time. That was a fantastic job by Walter Hicks.
So 4th down, Jacksonville is going to punt. Maddox Davis is back deep to receive for the Panthers. He stands on the Jacksonville Titan logo at the 45. And the kick off the side of the foot is going to hit at the 39, roll out of bounds right near midfield. Is the Jacksonville punter that time, Messiah Linden. And the Panthers going to set up shop in right at midfield.
Great stand by the defense there. Gave up a first down. Quarterback was able to move the ball a little bit on a couple of those short routes, but when it mattered, well, that linebacking crew stepped up and pressured the quarterback in the backfield, and that really caused some trouble.
Owen Seals, too.
And Owen Seals.
Yep. So Panthers going empty gun on first down. Braylon Russell in motion, gets the flip from Drew Davis, and Braylon barrels into Jacksonville territory down near the 43. Starters on offense tonight, left to right on the line, Isaiah Gibson, Daniel Jordan, Caleb Purdy is the center, Tanner Holden and Parker Glaze on the right side. Drew Davis is the quarterback. The H-back is Bronson Koulis, running back Braylon Russell, receivers Elias Payne, Maddox Davis, and Carson Collett getting the start tonight in place of the injured Will Carter. Throw to Braylon Russell, and it's all about Braylon on this drive into the red zone, down to the Jacksonville 18.
Well, that time they got him got him in motion out of the backfield. Do lined him up as a wide receiver, and then just sent him on a post route.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
240-pound running back on a post route.
So first down in the red zone for the Panthers at the Titan 18. Give it to Braylon. There he goes to the end zone. Touchdown. Braylon Russell, 18-yard run. Braylon with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Panthers in 3 plays draw first blood.
3 touches and 51 yards. All Braylon Russell all the way to the end zone.
Well, it didn't look like they wanted to tackle him.
Do you?
That's what I was going to say.
No, I mean, I really don't. But I'm at 45. My bones are brittle.
Garrett Honeycutt's kick goes off the top of the scoreboard.
He took out a section of the Jacksonville logo. He literally knocked it dim. He put the lights out.
Offside on Jacksonville. Brad Harris is saying decline it. It looks like the officials are going to make him kick it again regardless. They move it up to the 1.5-yard line.
Well, let's take out the other half.
Yeah, exactly. That poor scoreboard may take a beating in this first quarter. Is Collett to hold? No, that's Sawyer Chandler to hold in place of Will Carter. And that, once again, is good. And the Panthers go up quickly, 7-0. 3 plays, 51 yards, all Braylon Russell. A 7-yard catch, a 26-yard catch, a 18-yard run. And, Dio, they made it look just as easy as they did last week.
They did. It took them 2 more plays to score.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I technically won because there was a penalty, but still as efficient as ever. And this may just be me, but I swear last week it's like Coach Ray decides one player is going to score the touchdown, and he goes to that player until they do. Now, he may change it if it's taking too many plays, but it seems like he's going to pick a player. That was Braylon's series. The next one will either be Maddox Davis or Elias Payne or something like that. And if they score on the first play, then they score on the first play. And in my theory, we won't be able to test it, but that's my theory, that what Ray's doing.
And you're sticking to it.
I'm sticking to it.
It's Garrett Honeycutt's kick going to go into the end zone. Jacksonville will start at the 20-yard line. Want to remind everybody that Ghost Town is coming up in downtown Benton on Thursday. It begins at 5:30. Will conclude at 8 o'clock. It's a Halloween spectacular featuring inflatables, costume contests, booths, food trucks, and more. Ghost Town in downtown Benton, Thursday, 5:30 to 8. Terry, you going to be down there dressed up?
Well, you never know. I could show up as something exotic.
First down and 10. Jacksonville at their own 20-yard line. Again, Marion Ball is the quarterback in place of an injured and not dressed out Kentrell Thompson. And there you see the difficulty that Jacksonville is going to have, Dio, throwing the football with a young man making his first start in Week 7.
Well, that's tough, especially when you're going up against this Benton defensive line and linebackers. I mean, they are getting back there and causing him to have to get rid of that ball quick.
Jacksonville has not rushed the football. They do. There is 1 sack, but they've come out throwing with a new quarterback. Chase Harding showing blitz. Walter Hicks sneaking up there as well. Quick throw from Ball. Catch is made. Spins out of a tackle. And finally going to be dropped by Walter Hicks as that was Mason Ball on the catch, the freshman. They give him 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Well, Dio, based on the collision that I just saw, I think I know who my money's on in a bench contest.
Yeah, Walter Hicks. I'm assuming that's who
Walter just physically moved him about 5 yards.
And a hello to Henry working out of state. We miss you in the booth, buddy. Ball going to drop back and air it out. He's got the big receiver. Isaac Hill is going to make the tackle, but not before the Titans are in Benton territory as Kayvon Spann made the catch at the Benton 46, and it'll be first down Jacksonville.
Well, look, if you're a Jacksonville fan, you've got to be a little excited about that last pass because Isaac Hill had pretty good coverage on him, and quarterback just dropped it right where only his receiver could catch it.
Jacksonville bombs away their first two possessions. Snap back to Thompson. There's the first rush of the ball game. And running right into the waiting arms of Peyton McNeely was Mason Ball. A loss on the play. Well, they're actually going to give him a loss of 1, so give Peyton a TFL. It'll be second and 11.
Yeah, the pile kept moving backwards. But they gave him forward motion, but he was still stood up just short of the line of scrimmage, and Titans are going to be second and 11.
Second down and 11. The Benton front three of Seals, Alvarez, and McNeely digging in. Empty gun. Bad snap. Ball pulls it down, throws it out to Ball. I would assume that is a big brother throwing to little brother, a senior to a freshman, and he makes the catch down to the 42. It's going to be third down and 6. It's Chris Bernard credited with the tackle. Third down and 6, Titans. Single back in the backfield. Ball drops back. He's airing it out. He's got a receiver catch down to the Benton 15-yard line. Pulling that one in was Taryn Rogers, the senior receiver, and it's first down Red Devils in the red zone at the Benton 14.
Yeah, Marcus just got behind the receiver. That's one of those deals where the receiver had the position on him, plain and simple. I mean, you could see it on the replay there. Marcus was trying to jump over the back of him and knock that ball away, but too much of a mismatch in height right there.
Bad snap, and Ball has to cover it back at the 28-yard line. Titans have converted 2 third downs on this possession, Terry, and that's not something we usually see the Benton defense allow on the season, only giving up 35% on third down.
Well, the Titans have got a really good drive going right here, and now this last play has put them in a little bit of a hole. Let's see what they do with it.
Second down and 20 following the bad snap. Ball looking left. Fires, catch is made. And running through the receiver, Keyshawn Glenn, was Chris Bernard, arriving in a bad mood at the 21.
Boy, that was a bad mood. I mean, he absolutely drilled that poor kid.
Gain of 7. It'll be third down and 13 for the Titans. We hadn't called them the Red Devils tonight, have we?
Not yet.
No, I put the over-under at 5 driving up here. Old habits are hard to break. Third down and long for Jacksonville. Ball is going to be pressured. He tries to get out of the pocket, but to no avail.
They're saying
Panthers are saying they've got the football.
Ian Alvarez comes up with it as the Panthers took the football away. Can we get a replay on that one, Jonathan? The Panther pressure, and I'm not sure Ian Alvarez didn't just rip that ball away right there, guys.
He may have. I mean, you had about 7 guys in on the tackle, and here comes the initial hit, and I think you're right, Jim.
Yeah.
I think Ian Alvarez just took that ball away from him.
So it'll be first down Panthers following the turnover. Benton's been so good about turning free possessions into points this year. As Drew Davis is going to drop back. He's looking. He's going to air it out to Maddox Davis in the flat. Gets a great block, but they're going to call a blindside block on Carson Collett as he came back, tried to open up a lane for Maddox Davis, who finally tackled at the Jacksonville 49, but that one's going to come back for a blindside block, D.O.
It was a great block. That's one of those where when you know you're about to blindside a guy now, you've got to lead with your hands and basically not give forcible contact. And no, that's no fun. You want to smash. You want to play some smash mouth football.
They're going to call that every time, but in my book, it's always going to be attaboy. Good block.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is that a spot foul?
Yes.
Okay.
And it effectively is a 2-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. So it'll be 1st down and 12 for Benton at the 20-yard line as
they don't know how to adjust to that motion.
Davis and Russell motion out of the backfield. Drew Davis going to throw to Carson Collett, wide open at the 40, 30, 20. He runs away from the Titans secondary. Touchdown, Panthers. 80 yards, Drew Davis to Carson Collett.
How's that for a comeback, Dio?
That's a pretty good comeback after that. It's like, okay, call the penalty on me. Poot's got some wheels.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I knew he was fast, but I didn't realize he was that quick. He was accelerating at the end of that run. That was pretty impressive.
So 2 plays, 78 yards. Thanks to the penalty, an 80-yard touchdown pass from sophomore Drew Davis to sophomore Carson Poot Collett. And Garrett Honeycutt is on for the extra point. Sawyer Chandler holds. And this time Sawyer decides, we'll give the scoreboard a break. Kicks it a little bit to the right, but
still
good nonetheless. Benton up 14-0. Rob Pepper, boy, the start is eerily similar to last week at Greene County Tech.
Absolutely. Offense, just pick it up right where they left off last week. Defense, Jacksonville's already thrown more passes in the first 2 series than I thought they would throw all game.
Yeah, Jacksonville came in 53% pass, 47% run. But, Rob, down there at field level, I think you can see the effect of them not having the running quarterback, Kentrell Thompson, available tonight.
Definitely, and I think it may take Coach Harris, series 2 to kind of adjust to what they're trying to do, and then I think you'll see the defense really bow up.
And, boy, I'll look across the way. It looks like Alvarez, McNeely, Seals, Mattia, Harding, those guys are licking their chops, knowing that Jacksonville's going to put it in the air repeatedly tonight as Honeycutt's kickoff. Fielded by Mason Ball. He slipped, gets up. He's going to return it over the 20-yard line. Boy, we just don't see that much this year.
No.
Is Jacksonville's going to have it at the 23, JTP on the tackle and special teams.
Another good coverage. He almost slipped down and fell there on the 3-yard line.
I can't believe they didn't call it. I didn't see it, and
it looked to me like he got his hand down and he kept his leg straight, so his knee never touched.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it was. That's one of those that even if you don't touch, you almost think in high school it's like the refs automatically just blow that dead. They're like, oh yeah, I know I didn't see it, but I feel pretty confident he went down somewhere with a joint, either a knee or an elbow joint. Something hit the ground.
Marion Ball's going to sidearm throw to Taryn Rogers, who makes the catch at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Gary Rideout on the tackle?
No, Chris Bernard.
Bernard on the tackle. Thank you.
Yeah, they're running that. What they're doing is they're taking that little slot inside receiver and just running an out route with him because they know – with the way our coverage is set up, you've got basically a safety that's got to cover into the flats. It's a little tougher for him to get there.
They bunch twins this time. Hand it off to Ball, and boy, Chase Harding read that one well. Going to dump him for the loss back at the 27, and it'll be 3rd down and 6.
I'm thinking about calling Chris Bernard the social chairman because he's kind of introducing himself to as many players as he can tonight.
Terry, I kind of feel like that was a dad joke.
3rd down, Panthers bringing pressure. Ball going to throw deep. Gary Rideout picks it off. And here goes the Panthers the other way. Rideout at midfield. He's looking for blocking. Chris Bernardo, Marcus King going to block out there for him. For some reason, Rideout didn't keep it outside. If he does, he scores. But Benton going to be set up at the Titan 33 after Gary Rideout's First interception of the year, and wouldn't you know, Terry, Rob Pepper picks him as his pick to click, and Gary Rideout produces in the first quarter.
Hey, go turn your mic off, Rob. We didn't call for you.
Pick to click magic.
You've got it, brother.
Did y'all get me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretending like we didn't hear you. Our Picks to Click sponsored all year by True Boutique and True Gentleman. Hey, if you need a sweet white Panther pullover for next week's cooler weather game, True Gentleman is your place. This Panther's going to run a reverse to Elias Payne. He's got running room. Late flag comes in. They're going to call Bronson Koulis, who was making a block on the edge. Payne out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but I'm afraid that one's coming back.
Well, I think it's going to come back, but Dio, it looked like a good downfield block to me. I never saw it.
It was.
Maybe we'll see something on the replay. Maybe he had the jersey or something, but, I mean, he looked like he was doing a great job of downfield blocking.
Well, and the replay was too close, but they should have gotten a face mask right here. I mean,
my word.
He got tackled completely by the face mask.
So the penalty puts it at the 30-yard line. Panthers actually going to have a 1st down and 7 following that penalty. It's Maddox Davis in motion. Drew Davis looking to throw, looking deep, firing, wide open, touchdown, Carson Collett. Second touchdown of the night, sophomore to sophomore. And the Panthers have gone 3 plays, 2 plays, now 1 play. Touchdown drives.
Well, you know, Carson's had 3 touchdowns coming into this game. He's got 2 tonight for a total of 5, and he's almost got as many yards tonight in the first half as he had all season. Big night by Carson Collett.
110 yards receiving on 2 receptions.
Well, and
2 touchdowns.
And here's the deal. Drew Davis had Maddox Davis wide open on a little double move. He did a little out and up over there on the sideline, and he was also wide open, so kind of had his choice there and threw to the guy that was the widest open. So Good problem to have.
You know, Brad Harris and I visit every Monday and go over the stats, and I think being the head coach and the defensive coordinator, his only beef is that his defense never gets a break with this offense. I mean, they can't even get a drink of water over there. They're back on the field so fast.
Well, they certainly don't have time to look at any film and watch, you know, any replays of the previous series because the offense is too efficient.
How about 1 play, 33 yards in 24 seconds? And remember, that was set up by a Gary Rideout interception. West Memphis leads Marion 8-6 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter at West Memphis. There's Honeycutt's kickoff. The return to the near side, and another good return for Jacksonville to the 28-yard line. Collett and Isaac Hill on the tackle. And we'll see the Titans put it in play on their 4th possession of the first quarter with Benton leading 21-0.
Well, we're kicking into a breeze a little bit, but, man, I think it may be the humidity that's knocking that ball down. Man, it's humid out here.
It is 67 degrees with 100% humidity. And Dio wants to put in a question to all meteorologists. If it's 100% humidity, why isn't it raining?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of what that meant. I don't know. I'm no weatherman.
I know the air is thick out here tonight. First down, Jacksonville. So they send a man in motion. Ball waits for him to get set, claps his hands, takes the snap, fakes the run.
Oh.
And the throw intended for Spann incomplete as Bernard, boy, just lasered in from his safety spot tonight, Dio.
And Rideout was about 2 inches away from his second interception in as many plays because watch this on the replay. Goes right through his hands. Well, it got touched by the Titan receiver first, and that's probably what threw it off course.
And you can make dad joke comments all you want to, but tell me I'm wrong.
Second down and 10 following the incompletion. Here comes a Panther pressure, and it is going to be a sack by Ty Mattia. Ty Mattia with the sack back at the 22-yard line, a loss of 6, and it'll be 3rd and 16.
Man, Ty Mattia and Owen Seals and Ian Alvarez are absolutely moving the line of scrimmage on every snap. That time Ty just bulldozed his way through Dio straight to the quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback is happy that they called the whistle before he got taken and slammed to the ground right there.
Ty's second sack of the season leaves Jacksonville with 3rd and 16 from their own 22. Here comes a Panther pressure again. Throw up in the air, batted, intercepted. As Chris Bernard batted it up in the air, Isaac Hill returning it all the way down to the Jacksonville 18-yard line. Isaac Hill gets the pick. Chris Bernard, Terry, gets the assist.
He sure does. A great job playing the ball that time, knocking it up in the air in the old Oski play. Ball goes up, and Isaac just picks it off and takes off running, setting up that Panther offense, Dio, with just a few minutes left and certainly enough time, 2 minutes and 22 seconds to get in for a perhaps 4th touchdown in the first quarter.
So what's the over-under on number of plays it takes to get into the end zone from here? I think with our history, it's 1. That's the over-under.
Okay.
Maybe half.
I'll go over. I'll go 2.
You'll go 2?
I'll go 2.
Okay.
Just being pessimistic. Panthers showing a little double wing look right here. Maddox Davis in motion. Pitch it back to Braylon Russell. He's got blockers. He bounces it outside. A stiff arm. Touchdown. Braylon Russell. Dio nailed it one play. Panthers in the end zone again. 4th touchdown of the night. Braylon Russell scores on a 17-yard run.
That's my favorite play that we'd have with him out of the backfield. I love it when they pitch toss and get him on the edge, and that stiff arm is all it took to get him to the end zone.
I don't even know.
We have run that before. Do you remember where we first saw that?
Didn't we run it?
Second half of the Catholic game, right?
No, we hadn't run it this year.
I was going to say it was last year, and we were doing it as a tribute play.
Well, how about Cam Harris against Greenwood?
That's exactly right.
First play of the fourth quarter.
That's right, out of that formation.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
So shout out to Cam, a UAPB Golden Lion this year. As Braylon Russell made like Cam Harris and took it right to the end zone, which is exactly what happened against Greenwood.
Yep.
I didn't realize Cam transferred.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Okay.
Transferred down to Pine Bluff.
A little closer to home.
Panthers have run 6 plays and scored 4 touchdowns. Honeycutt's kickoff going to bound at the 5, fielded on a hop, and here comes Jacksonville on the return, and it's a good return. Taryn Rogers is going to return it all the way. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 27, but we've been so spoiled by the kick coverage that when they return it beyond the 20, we're kind of dumbfounded.
We're usually kicking it so deep into the end zone and it's so high we have time to get down there. That was one of those low kicks that got there too quick and had a chance to get a return mounted, get some downhill blockers running in front of you, and we weren't able to. Isaac Hill came through there like a bullet, but just couldn't get a hand on the return man.
So our county judge tells me we did say Red Devils once.
Did we?
I guess he's counting.
So
back home. His ball throws intercepted. Isaac Hill with back-to-back picks.
In back-to-back plays.
And the
defense.
Panthers have it at the 50.
Isaac Hill with more interceptions than tackles on the night so far.
Rob?
I've got a request from our O-line. They wanted me to let y'all know that the cattle are coming out of the barn again.
Okay.
That's from Tanner Holden.
Potential future valedictorian of this senior class. Cattle coming out of the barn.
I mean, I feel like it's more like bulls coming out of the chute with this offensive line. I don't think cows is the correct word. I feel like that's this. Terry, you're involved in politics. Is that politically correct?
I don't know, but it's accurate.
Well, we'll see what cows out of the barn looks like here on 1st and 10. Drew Davis fakes to Braylon Russell, throws to a wide-open Elias Payne, who steps out of bounds. He was trying to stop and cut back, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the Titan 42.
Yeah, that left foot went out of bounds that time.
Just a smidgen.
He tried to cut back, and I don't know that it would have made too much of a difference. He had several defenders closing on him.
And Jacksonville's got a safety playing literally 23 yards off the ball, 22 yards off the ball.
You know, they did that last week against Sylvan Hills in the huddle film I watched. A little inside reverse. There's 27 trap. Maddox Davis going to carry it all the way down to the 13-yard line. How about Maddox with a 29-yard scamper?
Nice little run, too. Getting downfield in a hurry, but what great blocking on the interior.
Tanner holding Parker Glaze on the right side, helping open that hole. And it is first down in the red zone at the 13-yard line. Braylon Russell is deep set back. They go to the I formation, pitch it back to Braylon. And, boy, that's a bulldozer play right there as Braylon got a head of steam and ran it down to the 8.
I actually like that play with him, kind of coming more downhill now. I certainly like it when he gets outside because they do stack the box so much to guard against that. But getting him the ball and letting him just run instead of slowing down for a mesh, man, that play is going to be more successful than it just showed right there.
Drew Davis under center, fakes, throws, catch, diving catch. Carson Collett, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter receiving, and the Panthers for the second week in a row have scored 5 times in the first quarter alone.
Wow. What a night that Carson Collett is having.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it was a great catch, but it was set up by a great fake by Drew Davis. He just kind of pauses as he turns his back completely to the field. That's the weirdest extra point defense I've ever seen. They just stand there except for 3 of them. I've never seen that.
Garrett Honeycutt, he doesn't hit the bull, but he hits the scoreboard. And it's 35-0 Panthers. Longest drive of the night, guys, 4 plays.
4 plays.
Well, and y'all know what that makes other teams have to do is get prepared for all the different formations.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
hey, Rob,
exactly right.
How about Drew Davis under center taking the snap?
Yes.
Hey, and Rob, can you let Tanner know that we've renamed it? It's not cows out of the barn, it's bulls out of the chute.
I will definitely let him. He'll be so happy you renamed that.
Yeah.
35-0 Panthers.
Well, to Rob's point, you're certainly giving your opponents a lot to think about and a lot to work on. But let me tell you something else they got to work on. Maddox Davis, 9 touchdowns. Will Carter, 3 touchdowns. Elias Payne, 7 touchdowns. Braylon Russell, 3 touchdowns.
And add 3 to Carson Collett's count,
which is a total of 6 touchdowns. And then you got Bronson Koulis. Fellas, who do you cover?
Got to try to cover all of them. Technically, that's the beauty of it is you take away one, you can't double one guy. You can't just take away that one guy. You know, it definitely makes it hard. The other thing I really like to see is the way they're doing some of the motion out of the backfield because now these coaches on these opposing teams, like Rob was talking about, they're going to have to take time to show their defensive guys where they go, what they do when Braylon does that.
Hand off to Ball, and boy, look at McNeely and company, Hicks, Alvarez, gang tackling. And I don't know if we emphasize that enough, that when one Panther shows up, there's usually about 4 buddies right behind him.
Yep. And they are just absolutely owning the line of scrimmage right now.
Who'd you give that tackle to, Dio?
Couple of guys. Hicks and everybody you said.
Okay. Second down. Boy, I'll tell you, I miss Tony Linehan. While we're up here scratching stats down, is Jacksonville is going to mercifully let the first quarter come to a close.
It's just now the end of the first quarter?
Yes, because Jacksonville throwing it so much. So
I can't see the clock from here unless I lean way forward.
1 quarter in the books, and the score matches the score last week. It's 35-0, Benton leading. We're going to take a break, come back with the second quarter tonight of Benton Panther football, brought to you by M&M Productions.
Merchants and Farmers Bank is built around hard work and dedication, offering big bank products but small bank friendly, working hard to help individuals or businesses reach their financial goals or dreams, dedicated to providing great friendly customer service, all the while getting to know our customers. This reflects our motto, building relationships, one customer at a time. We'd like to invite you to be next. Stop in today at the corner of Spring Hill and Highway 5 in Bryan, or our newest branch at 300 North Main Street in downtown Benton, where you'll find that your experience here matters. Visit our website today at mfbanknet.com or find us on Facebook, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road.
Guys, we talked during the quarter break, one thing championship teams do is they play to a level and not down to their competition. In the last 2 weeks on this Taking Care of Business tour, the Panthers have been anything but flat, Dio, coming out of the gate. Again, look at that play by Peyton McNeely. Wow.
Talking about flat, he laid that guy flat. That was a little reverse play, a little trickeration in the background. McNeely was having none of it. McNeely leading the team right now with 5 tackles so far on the night.
McNeely came out of the play, followed the wide receiver coming on the reverse, and then just ran him down. And actually ran through him, to your point, Dio.
Oh, he flattened him.
So if you're going to play flat, that's the flat you want to play.
Yeah.
Fact.
Freddie's picked a click, having a good first half tonight. Is ball going to operate out of an empty gun, just bombs away and underthrows his receiver. Chris Bernard was step for step with ball, the receiver, and it is going to be 4th down and 21 for Jacksonville.
Well, another good job by Owen Seals applying pressure, and he pressured the quarterback. Quarterback got rid of the ball faster than he wanted to, and it wasn't a sack, Dio, but that quarterback hurry made a huge difference in the delivery of that football.
Yeah, and Bernard, with good coverage, that's one of those where I don't think that if the quarterback would have had the extra time, but, man, it's nice when you get the pressure up front. Makes it a lot easier for your DBs. They don't have to cover as long, and they don't have to cover as tight.
He's going to punt it away. Benton going to set up a return. Maddox Davis drops it as he came up to call fair catch, but he pounces on it at the 33-yard line, and Benton will have it right there, 1st down and 10, again in Titan territory. Panthers came in tonight, Terry, with 2 interceptions on the season, 3 in the first quarter and minute and 2 seconds tonight.
Yeah, they've had a big night, and they've turned each one of those into points too, which is you talk about championship teams, what do? And they play consistent, and when you make a mistake, they hurt you with it.
So Panthers going to line up Drew Davis under center again with this double wing look. Maddox in motion, going to flip it back to Braylon, and there went I tell you, that was the bulls out of the chute right there as they reset the line of scrimmage 10 yards downfield, Dio.
Literally reset the line of scrimmage. I think the linemen love that formation because it's just you feel I don't know, you've got everybody bunched in there and you know what your responsibility is because the defense is stacked in the box. It's just push everybody back.
Panthers go back to the shotgun, fake it to Braylon, flip it out to Maddox, gets a great block from his buddy Elias Payne into the end zone. Touchdown Panthers, 2 plays, 41-0, Benton leads.
Man, it's. I'm just going to tell you, when you got downfield blocking like that, fellas, you're going to have a lot of success on offense. And that was a great job that time by Elias Payne, pushing that defender out and just basically clearing the hole, Dio, for Maddox.
I mean, such a good job. Bronson Coolis was out there as well. And, I mean, all Maddox had to do was make the catch and get upfield. They do just enough play action to kind of hold that safety in the middle of the field, and that just, that makes that little pass. It's really an extension of the run game almost. You play action to the middle, and then you just throw out to the side. It's like a really long pitch. And with guys like Elias Payne and Maddox Davis and Carson Collett, I mean, those guys are just so quick. Fun offense to watch.
Our Caitlin King, Edward Jones agent by the numbers stat update is 2 plays, 32 yards, and 28 seconds for the Benton touchdown to go up 42-0. Hey, it's the last quarter of the year, and it's a great time to get a portfolio review. So if you'd like a portfolio review, you'd like some great financial advice, Caitlin King is who you need to call. 501-315-5488. Caitlin's office is located at 2101 Old Congo Road, Suite 800, next door to Phillips Home Builders in Benton. Shout out to Rob Winters tonight.
So there must be more wind than we thought, because he just boomed that about halfway to the back of the end zone. I mean, that one landed about middle of the end zone.
Well, the flag at Crane Ford is not moving much, but that is one of those Everett lot-like flags that takes a lot of wind to move it.
Played golf this morning with our athletic director in the first tee. First tee is coming to Saline County, and it was windy this morning. And it was definitely 100% humidity, because I was getting misted on.
Yeah, it was. Soupy day. Now, Jacksonville's going to call a timeout, and we'll take it with it. Hey, Rob? Rob, can you find Paxton and go on and talk to him some point in this second quarter?
I will be on the lookout for him.
Okay. Got Paxton Lane going to visit with us, and maybe Rob can go track him down. Paxton played in the overall state golf yesterday.
Yeah.
And won the 6A state championship for the Benton golf team.
The champ.
I don't want to play him. I know that.
No, sir.
Not for money. Not playing him for money.
I don't want to play any of them, but I'll be happy to drive the cart for him.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Marion's up 14-8 on West Memphis. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. And that game started, it felt like about 10 minutes after ours. We need Jacksonville to run the football.
Well, now they don't feel like they can.
Bryant's up 21-7 on Southwest on homecoming at Hornet Stadium. First down, Jacksonville at their own 20. Benton comfortably in front, 42-0. Is they're going to run the football. And Owen Seals, I tell you, the Panther defensive ends are just dominating as Seals and McNeely look like Cordy Seager and Adolis Garcia there swinging the bat after they dropped the hammer.
And, I mean, he just went untouched. He got nudged by the pulling guard. Literally, when I say nudged, he got nudged. There was very little contact. This Jacksonville team just not very aggressive with their blocking.
Second down and 15 following the loss of 5. An empty gun for ball. 5 receiver set. Now a penalty flag is thrown, and we're going to get a false start that'll back the Titans up 5 more.
I'm going to tell you right now, that false start is a result of Peyton McNeely coming to that, just coming after that guy all night, because he was trying to get the jump on McNeely finally, and he jumped.
Got Aaron Garrett riding shotgun tonight doing audio. He's also scrolling the Fearless Friday scoreboard for us. This ball drops back, throws. Boy, Gary right out, made a diving attempt at another interception. Benton already with 3 picks in this first half. And it'll be 3rd and 20 for Jacksonville.
Yeah, the longer the game goes, that offensive line is getting tired and frustrated. You know, they've been on the field as long as that defense, Dio, and they're getting kind of wore down. But the end result is the quarterback's having to get rid of the ball too fast and is not getting those same passes he was in the first quarter.
Mason Laster in at nose man. And now we're going to get another false start. Or excuse me, that was Ty Mattia at nose man. And I think he baited a false start out of the O-line right there, Dio.
Yeah. Well, and I think Jacksonville's trying to go with some sort of hard count or mix up their count at least to try to get the Panthers' aggression to cost them, but it's costing themselves.
3rd down and 25. Snap back to ball from his end zone. Throws, and whoa, what a catch. It's J. Thomas Pepper in coverage. O'Marcus King makes the tackle, but that was a great catch by Taryn Rogers all the way out to the 38 and the Jacksonville first down.
What a pass that time. Man, he threw that in between 2 defenders, and the receiver was able to turn his body, get around, and make a square catch on it.
Well, and Jay Thomas was in good position. He just never looked back in time. He didn't.
Yeah.
The receiver knew where the ball was before Jay Thomas did.
Ball throws. There's that little quick out route. Catch is made. O'Marcus with another tackle. Dio, I want to ask you about that, being an old secondary guy. If you're running step for step, how do you know as a secondary guy when to look back?
Well, you're supposed to be looking at the receiver's eyes, and when he looks back, you look back. That's the rule.
Gain of 3 on the short pitch and catch. It's 2nd and 7 for Jacksonville. Single back in the backfield as ball takes a snap. Sidearm throw, and O'Marcus bats it down. So he was trying to get it to Caven Spann.
and O'Marcus is literally, his helmet comes up to barely to the top of Kevin Spann's shoulder pads. That's the height mismatch there. But O'Marcus, he's like, I ain't having none of that. Get that out of here.
That's 5'7" covering 6'4", Terry.
Yeah, O'Marcus was one step away from taking that one the other direction.
He gave him the Matumbo, not in my house.
Here comes the Panther pressure and hot pursuit. The throw almost picked off by J. Thomas Pepper as he tried to dump it off underneath to Caden Young. And, boy, the Panthers have had 3 picks, could have had 2 more.
Yeah, and J. Thomas did a good job. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but let's say that he did. It looked like he knew what was coming, and he kind of let that guy look open, but he stayed in position and was able to close on the ball.
Boy, you're talking about playing hard up 42. McNeely, Alvarez, Hicks, and Seals were bearing down on ball as he delivered that pass. 4th down, Jacksonville going to punt it away again. Panthers applied no pressure, no one back. They're just going to let it roll, and it's going to roll inside the 25 down to the 23, and that's where Jacksonville will pause it right there. All right, Rob, you with us?
Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, did you grab Paxton?
Yeah, I've got Paxton Lane here, who was the low scorer on the boys' back-to-back state golf championship. Pax, what was the score? What did you shoot the last day?
67. 4 under.
4 under. How'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about the back-to-back state championships?
Pretty good. We were nervous going into it because we lost conference this year, and everybody was thinking that we didn't really have a chance at state anymore, but we came out there and showed them what we do.
Nice. So, hey, scoot over just a little bit. I got to get a little line of sight here. What's the confidence in getting a three-peat next year?
We got the same team, and we didn't lose anything, and everybody else did. So hopefully that gives us the biggest advantage we can have about winning next year.
So pretty confident.
So we want to see the matchup we want to see out of Paxton is the Rob Pepper versus Paxton Lane match play championship. When's that going to happen?
That would not be good. I do have a question for Paxton. All right, would you rather have a birdie on the 18th hole to win the tournament, or have to go one-on-one to stop Andre from getting over the goal line in a tackling drill?
One-on-one with Dre.
Wow.
All day.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
How many hole-in-ones has Paxton got a hole-in-one?
Have you had a hole-in-one before, Paxton?
2 of them.
Two?
2.
Nice. Where were they?
Hurricane and Long Hills.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
I know he had a shot. I guess it was in the overall state championship. His second shot hit a tree and bounced down, and then he had probably 80, 90 yards in, and he sunk that for an eagle in the overall championship.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll admit to this, but Paxton is not lacking in confidence over any shot. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
What's the hardest part?
Short game.
We got a football game going on down here, guys.
Kind of, but it's yeah.
A nice reception by another golf player.
Shoot, none of it's easy. Maybe driver.
You do make driving look easy. So I've got one more question. I'll let you go. If we had a lot of money on the line and it was because Dio's saying this up in the booth right now. He's saying if me and him scrambled versus you with your one ball, who would win? Who would win the money?
Me.
I knew you'd say that. Appreciate it, Paxton.
While we're on the subject of golf, being the baseball guy that I am, John Smoltz said the other night on the broadcast that he has 11 holes in one.
What?
11.
He must be playing at a par 3 course. It's got one of those 65-yarders, which that would still be impressive.
Now, but baseball guys play golf every day.
Yeah, tell him that putt-putt does not count.
Oh, oh my. So, boy, we appreciate Paxton joining us, Rob. Great interview with him, and love celebrating all of our Panther athletes. And, boy, he's as good as they come as Braylon on the carry, and the Panthers kind of methodically moving down the field right here, Dio, down to the Jacksonville 36.
Well, the Jacksonville defense has kind of stepped up a little bit. They've had a tackle in the backfield, a couple of passes defended. When we weren't paying attention, it's like all of a sudden the Jacksonville defense showed up to play.
2nd down and 1, throw out to Elias Payne. And, boy, a nice little open field tackle by Isaiah Morris. He didn't let Elias get going. It's going to go for 1 yard, and they're pausing play, going to move the chains. 1st down, Benton.
Yeah, I for a second there, I thought they were going to mark him still behind the chains. He was a good yard ahead, but they've got the chains moved now.
So 1st down, Panthers at the 36-yard line. Maddox comes in motion. They give it to Braylon running right. And Braylon going to struggle down to the 32-yard line, a gain of 4. I want us to go back under center and run that pitch back and let the hog mollies up front do their job.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Justin Ray's next door. Terry, you want to step over there and make a suggestion? We want to see that O-line plow again. There they go. There. Yeah, they really, again, just owning the line of scrimmage as Braylon down to the 23-yard line, a gain of 9, and it'll be 1st down.
Well, and I think this is an example of Coach Harris, saying, hey, let's run some clock here. Let's keep the ball on the ground or not.
Or how about throw it to Maddox for a touchdown? Maddox Davis, touchdown Panthers, 23 yards from Drew Davis and the Panthers. Guys, can you say 7 of 7 in the first half? That's 28 for 28 in the last 4 games. I've never seen anything like it.
And that's first and second team, guys. That's overall, right?
No, that's the first team just in the first half.
Okay.
First half possessions, 4 weeks now, 7 of 7 all 4 weeks.
Because last week, second team, did they score on there too? Yeah.
Yeah, in the second half.
In the second half.
Yeah.
They scored on every possession last game. So far, we've scored on every possession this game. Now, the game before that, the second team, I don't think, did score on every possession.
Correct.
So we're not – I thought we had it going, but still, 28 for 20 is insane.
28 for 28 over 4 weeks, Terry.
That's phenomenal. And you know, we said this last week. I'm going to say it again. We've watched a lot of Benton Panther football together, even outside of the radio broadcast. I've never seen an offense as explosive as this one.
Well, I mean that 2014 offense with Drew Harris at the A back, the slot back, and Kason Mertens and Drew Dyer at running back. I mean that offense was a prolific offense. And as far as statistics go, this one statistically is just it's crazy how many numbers they're putting up in halves.
Well, first of all, it starts with the offensive line, and we've got arguably the best offensive line we've had in a very, very long time, if not the best offensive line. Then you've got a Division I SEC running back in your backfield, and you've got 6 receivers catching touchdowns. I mean, that's hard to stop. Not to mention a quarterback that is putting up PlayStation numbers with a 70% completion rate.
This ball's going to throw. Chris Bernard picks it off at the 39. He's got blockers. He returns it to the 20, to the 10. Bernard, oh my word, they throw a penalty that's going to wipe out the pick 6. Penalty at the 8-yard line. Bernard returned it for a score, but a block in the back's going to wipe it out, and Benton with their 4th interception of the first half.
Let's see about this penalty. Boys, a great job of using his downfield blockers and communicating as a block in the back.
Yeah. Nick Wright kind of went – was that – yeah, that was Nick Wright. He kind of went down to the ground with the guy.
Well.
Still a great play. 4 interceptions, wow. This is really padding the turnover numbers tonight.
It is.
How many we had last year? 28 turnovers, I think,
for
the year.
Turnover ratio is smiling tonight as Braylon gets the carry. And Braylon is going to run down near a first down. They're going to mark him at the 10, gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Well, Coach Harris said he wanted to score 60 points tonight. They are almost on pace to do that in the first half alone.
4 minutes is a long time with this offense.
Braylon carries. Boy, that's a nice play by the Jacksonville defense as 5 Titans stop him at the 8. If it's good for a 3-yard gain, it'll be 1st and goal, Benton.
How did all those defenders get up there when all of our linemen were almost at the goal line? Seriously, like who – they must have just pushed their one guy so far back that the other guys just came up and made that tackle. I don't know how they did that.
Well, you basically got 9 guys in the box right now.
Parker Glaze has moved over to guard. Look at him pull to lead the way. Braylon runs over a Jacksonville Titan, and ball came free, but they say he was down at the 1-yard line. As substitutions on that offensive line, Jackson Kendricks is in at right tackle. Parker Glaze has moved to right guard. Tanner Holden getting a break. It'll be 2nd down and goal, Panthers at the 1. It's been all Braylon Russell on this drive following the Bernard interception to the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. 2:40 to go in the first half, and Benton goes up 55-0.
Well, I'll tell you this. It takes a brave defender to get into a ram fight with Braylon Russell because he's going to win that one just about every time.
Yeah, that is not –
he certainly won it that time. Big half by the Benton Panthers. 8 for 8.
8 for 8. kind of broke their string there. It had been 7 for 3 weeks. They get 8 possessions tonight.
Turnovers to do that.
Boy, 4 of them. Is Garrett Honeycutt almost kicked that one to Jam Crow Stadium. Yeah.
He literally almost ran that kid off the track to go get that. That's pretty impressive. But that was an impressive catch by that kid. He caught it running out the fence back there.
Seen a lot of impressive catches this first half. That may have been the best.
I mean, I'll say this. I don't know which is better, that catch or my one-hander at Arkadelphia that I still have the crooked finger from.
Game 7. Go ahead and mark it down. Game 7. That's when he brought it up.
Game 7.
It was brought up to me last week.
What was the over and under on that?
Yeah. Well, I think we're still at 1 on Red Devils. So
now we're at 2.
Yeah. 56-0. Panthers lead it. And tell you, we may let Aaron Garrett call the second half and let you guys skedaddle to Southeast Arkansas early.
We're going to get to go pretty early as it is. That second, they can pass all they want in the second half. That clock's going to be running.
We got people listening all over. Got a little text from our good friend Shane Broadway, who's listening. Thought the dad joke was funny, by the way. Just for the record. Folks listening in Lonsdale, and then the hallowed grounds of Biomeda.
First down and 10, Jacksonville at their own 20. It's a good run as the carry that time by Mason Ball to the 32, a gain of 12, and it'll be a first down for Jacksonville.
Man, what a great move right there.
Chris Bernard on the tackle, first down and 10, Titans. Ball spins right into the teeth of the Benton defense. Leave
Jake Herbner.
Yeah, well, Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson in there as well, but yeah, Herbner and Johnson.
Well, he shook them the first on the first play, Dio, but they weren't having any of it that play.
No, I look across the way, and Jason Gentry's got all the offensive linemen under the tent watching video, still coaching over there. Love to see that. Panthers trying to get better with every possession, and they've been perfect as Isaac Hill with another interception, his third of the first half. Wow. 5 picks for Benton in the first half, and the Panthers will have it at the Titan 40.
Well, and, you know, this is not going to show up in the stat sheet, but Peyton McNeely made that happen. He had that quarterback in the bead, and he rushed the pass again, Dio,
yep.
And Isaac was able to step in front.
And Jay Thomas knocked it up into the air, a little bit of a deflected pass, slowed it down enough, because I think it would have been over everybody's head.
Yep.
But Jay Thomas doing a good job. And that's the second one. Jay Thomas he's gotten his fingers on that pigskin twice, but not been able to bring it in. He's like, I got to get me one tonight.
Well, Rob Pepper may have the jugs machine out in the morning. So tried to swing it out to Maddox Davis, and a whistle blew the play dead. Boy, you can see Maddox's frustration as he had his blockers set up for him. False start against Benton will back the Panthers up 5. It'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, that penalty probably cost us about 40 yards, 45 as it stands.
Drew drops back, sets up the screen to Braylon Russell. Boy, Jacksonville read that one very well, Dio.
Yeah,
gain of just 1.
Nothing doing on that. The defender was stalking him. He was standing right there with Braylon when the ball was caught.
Tanner Holden is back in there at right guard. Jordan and Gibson on the left side of that offensive line. Boy, Caleb Purdy has been as steady as they come at center all year. as Drew drops back and throws. Catch by Koulis at the 35, down to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 10. It'll be 3rd down and 4, Benton.
You know, I want to say this about Drew Davis. You know, as a sophomore, that was a really smart play because that was his second progression. That was not his first read. His first read was Elias, but he read the double coverage and then checked down to Bronson Koulis. Smart play.
Is Drew going to reverse out, throw? Boy,
there's a pass interference.
Pass interference. 2 flags come flying in as Maddox made a leaping attempt at the catch, but he was interfered with by the Jacksonville defender. I believe that was Juan Smith that's going to get hit with the pass interference. Benton going to pick up 15 free yards with 21 seconds to go in the half, leading 56-0.
I knew I recognized that white hat. He is the gentleman. He refs a lot of the PDFL games.
That is exactly right. I see that now. Good eyes, Dio.
Well, I saw him on the camera. I can't see him that well from up here, but I saw him on our screens.
So 1st down and 10 at the 19, and we're going to get a false start against Benton.
Getting sloppy. Benton's had 52 penalties coming into this game for 448 yards, averaging about 6 a game.
Now the Panthers just going to take a knee. Well, 9 possessions, only 8 touchdowns, guys. That broke the streak right there.
Dang.
In a display of sportsmanship. It's 56-0 Panthers at halftime. We're going to go down to Rob Pepper with Coach Harris.
Coach Harris, not a lot to say. I mean, we're taking care of business. Got a little sloppy at the end with a few penalties. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, like you said, I think we got a little sloppy execution-wise offensively. That's something we didn't want to happen, you know. So I thought last week we executed really well the whole first half, but we had a few penalties there. We got to clean that up, you know, but you tend to get that way when it goes 56-0, you know, and I get that. But defensively, real proud of what we did. Got a couple busts coverage-wise, but I think we got, 4 interceptions or 5 interceptions, you know. So we're making some plays on the back end, which we need to be able to do, you know, so real proud of what we're doing defensively, offensively. Keep executing, man. Okay.
A few new wrinkles. The broadcast booth wants to know, can we do more of that?
Jim, I knew you would like that, okay? Yeah, we just put a new package in, give somebody else something to look at, but we think it's going to be something that we'll build off of as the year goes on.
Thanks, Coach Harris. Appreciate you.
Man, it looked like a Harding double slot offense to me, and we're going to go to Searcy tomorrow and watch the Bisons and OBU Tigers and what will be the biggest game in Division II football, battle of top 10 teams tomorrow. We're going to step aside and take a break. Panthers lead at 56-0 at halftime tonight over Jacksonville. When we come back, Benton Junior High head coach Sam Cowling will be our halftime guest on Benton Fighting Panther football.
True Boutique and True Gentleman both offer clothing, shoes, accessories, and gifts at affordable prices, while also offering the best customer service. For your men's formal wear needs, True Gentleman also offers suit and tux rentals. Let True help you and your loved ones look their best. True Boutique at 104 West South Street and True Gentleman at 817 West South Street in downtown Benton. A friendly shopping experience where you leave with something you love.
CTS Industrial Services and Rooster Portable Toilets are both Saline County-based companies. Rooster provides portable toilets, luxury restroom trailers, and hand wash stations for construction sites and special events such as races, weddings, concerts, family reunions, or weekend events. Rooster can also pump septic tanks. CTS provides large roll-off dumpsters for your construction site or large event. Give CTS or Rooster a call at 501-778-4535 or 501-672-5164.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, Benton Panther fans, looking to score big on fun for your next event? Central Arkansas Inflatables has got you covered. From bounce houses to water slides, we bring the amusement park to you. Birthday parties, family reunions, or just a weekend treat, we guarantee a touchdown and excitement for kids and adults alike. Visit CentralArkansasInflatables.com today and let the fun begin. Go Panthers!
Yes, we've got Bear on the line with a question for Trey. Bear, what's your question?
Hey, Randy, this is Bear, first-time listener, long-time caller. I wanted to ask Trey about Sanders Ground Essentials. I know they are real five-star guys wanted by everybody. I heard they have an excellent weed control and fertilization program, and they do customized plans based on annual soil results for all their customers. I just want to know what you guys have heard. I'm going to hang up and listen now.
Bear, you should call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
So you've been all Panthers tonight here at Titan Stadium as Benton leads Jacksonville 56-0 at halftime. Want to remind everybody, Ghost Town is coming up on Thursday in downtown Benton. Begins at 5:30. Halloween spectacular featuring inflatables, costume contests, booths, food trucks, and more. 5:30 to 8 o'clock Thursday night in downtown Benton for Ghost Town. A man who will not be at Ghost Town Thursday night is Benton Junior High head coach Sam Cowling, because you're going to be busy working the sideline. It's a Junior High Panther game at home next Thursday.
Yes, sir. We got Little Rock Christian coming to the house. So we're preparing for that one already. Watch film on them. Excited to get another week going.
Yeah, Coach, your freshman team, we talk about how electric this high school team has been, but the freshmen have almost matched them step for step this year. Perfect start to the season.
Yes, sir, man. We're having a good year. Got a really good group of kids that bought into the program. They're doing a really, really good job, playing really hard. Going to be a really good group to come up here and help us out.
So you started the year with a couple of top wins, PA, and then on the road at Conway White, both of those one-score wins. But since then, boy, the team has really put the hammer down, scoring points at will.
Yes, sir. Those first few games, you get at the start of the season, kind of trying to get some stuff together, but PA and Conway White were really good competition for us. I wish we'd had them a little later this season. When we get to that game November 2nd, kind of prepare us. But, the rest of the schedule, we'll have some challenges ahead. The one problem we have, we just don't start very fast. We could start fast, man. We can put it together. We could be really, really, really good.
Every team has their own quirks.
Right.
And I guess you would be a perfect coach if you had every answer. But,
right.
Year to year, and you talk about this team being kind of slow starters, they eventually hit the accelerator, and it makes you wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, we're one of the best teams, junior high teams in the state when we start like we finish. I mean, we are unbelievable with a finish. We got some kids that, really get us going. Weston Monson, he doesn't start slow ever.
No.
I mean, he's constantly going. Kids like him really get us going. They get us motivated and ready to go.
Yeah, talk about Weston a little bit. He leads your team in tackles from a linebacker position, has been a great receiver.
Absolutely.
For you on offense. Talk about Weston.
Well, Weston, man, he's multi-purpose. He does a lot for us. He's going to be, when he gets in that weight room, man, he's going to be something special. It's something that there's going to be people looking at him to play college football. I mean, he's a kid that you can just see it. I mean, he has it. He has all the intangibles for what it takes to play college football. I'm really, really excited to see him grow.
Ty Mattia, who is we've called his name quite a bit tonight in this first half. His little brother Bryson has done a great job at linebacker for you.
Absolutely. Bryson is a smart kid, probably the toughest kid we have. Always has a nose for the football, just like Ty, man. You can see it in both those kids. Really proud of those guys. They're raised the right way, and just the kind of kids you want in your program.
And then on that defensive line, Avian Beard, boy, he's been the sack master for you and had a big block punt last night at Little Rock Catholic.
That guy knows nothing but 100 miles an hour. He may be wrong sometimes, but my goodness, that guy gets to the football. I mean, the Conway White game, he saved us just being headsy and hustling the football there at the end of the game. Kind of saved our season, to be honest with you. But Avian, he's 90-0 all the time.
Yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten that play. the very last play of the game, and your defensive end is making a tackle downfield to preserve the win.
Absolutely. Just headsy, man. It was unbelievable. We were really disappointed after that game, but I pulled him aside. I'm like, man, that was a huge play. I just want you to know I appreciate you being headsy and busting your tail every play.
And your secondary has done a great job this year.
Yeah, Blankenship and Knowles on the back end. Then we got Cloud at corner, Colston Clark at corner. Those guys have done a really, really good job. They buy in. They're always where they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And that's really important in the secondary because you can get burned in a heartbeat when you're not where you're supposed to be in the secondary. Those guys are really smart and play really hard.
Let's talk about the other side of the football. Chase Cobb has been as efficient throwing the football as Drew Davis has this year. No interceptions through 7 games.
Absolutely. I think he's throwing like 74% completion percentage, man. That's unbelievable. I mean, he makes some throws on the run sometimes. I'm like, man. I mean, he's not even as balanced as I'd like him to be, and he's still just slinging it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a great job. He's a great leader for us, great kid, just the kind of kid that you absolutely want to have in your program, even moving forward in the high school.
Talk about your wide receiving group.
Bryson's doing a really, really good job for us. Bryson Griffiths, he's got a big play ability. I mean, you talk about Jacoby Lee. He's a deep threat for us. Jacoby's like 6'2". T.J. Williams is explosive. Whenever we can get him back, he makes some really big plays for us. We got a lot of weapons. I mean, we really do. Those guys do a really good job. Anytime we can get them the ball and we can halfway block, them dudes are breaking big plays.
Yeah. So, and then talk about the offensive line because nothing happens in football without those guys up front.
Absolutely not. Those are the most important guys. Brody James, Sam Harris, Jimmy Morales. I mean, all those guys up there. And I know I'm missing somebody right there. I could list we rotate so many people. I can't list them all. But those guys, they hammer down. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They play hard. And those are the guys that don't get the acknowledgement they should. I mean, because if they don't block, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
And Coach Flowers has done a really good job with those guys. And we continue to get better. So we started the season slow with those guys, but they're finally starting to get it.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what the junior high week looks like because you play on Thursday instead of Friday.
Right.
Maybe take us from a Friday to a game day. What does the schedule look like?
Yeah, on Fridays we always watch the film from the previous game, and we'll also talk about the next opponent. We start preparing for the opponent on Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on how the week goes. We lift and give them a little rest on Wednesday, or if we didn't have a very good week, we practice on that Wednesday. Then the crazy part is, especially when we have home games, it's a long day because we keep the kids there, keep them around. They do a really good job of staying focused with that time. When I was in 8th and 9th grade, I'm not sure I was that focused, but they do a really good job, real easy to take care of, and they just go out there and take care of business. Those 8th graders, man, they're going to be a special group too. They're finally maturing a little bit. Early in the year we had a little bit of a maturity problem, but they finally started to buy in and with the way we do things.
Yeah, they've lost 2 games.
Right.
And, kind of got bit by that onside kick bug against PA. They lose the first 3 minutes of that game and then win the rest of it, but got in a 22-point hole right out of the gate.
Right, yeah. The PA game, we got down, and, I mean, we had a chance to win the game there at the end. You know. Had an unfortunate fumble there at the end where we could have plugged it in, still won the game. Even with everything that happened before that, we could still win the game. Played a really good Conway Blue team last week. They beat us. I mean, we should have won that game too, but, can't get them all. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that we 8th grade is a great thing to learn. To learn from that hurt and that pain you feel after a loss. You don't ever want to feel that again. So when you go to 9th grade and hopefully you win all your games, and if you don't, you really remember that pain. And when you get to high school, that when it really, really counts, when we're playing for state championships, they don't want to feel that way. So that's kind of what junior high losses are good for them in a way, because they don't want to feel like that when they're in high school.
Yeah, and, think in terms of minor league baseball, that's more about development than winning.
Correct.
You go watch the Travelers. They're trying to get guys ready for the big leagues. Do you see your program a little bit at this level as getting things ready for the high school, or is it win at all costs?
Oh, no, it's definitely getting ready for the high school. You obviously want to win, but, me and Coach Harris talk all the time. We got to develop some guys that are playing offense for us to play defense for them. I mean, it's all about development with those kids. Obviously we want to win, but at the end of the day, what's most important is to have them ready when they come to the high school from a disciplinary standpoint, from knowing what to do. I mean, it's small things. We talk about all the time how we align. I mean, if they don't have to teach that to them when they come to the high school and they're more ready to go, those guys can just continue to get better and better and build and do more stuff, kind of like what Coach Ray's doing here tonight. We've done some stuff tonight I haven't ever seen us do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I love it.
Yeah. And I wonder, with the development of the PDFL firmly in place and the 7th grade program, are you seeing the IQ of the kids when you get them in 8th grade elevated over the last couple of years?
Oh, absolutely. The PDFL guys, they do an amazing job, man. Those dads, they buy in, they meet with us and Coach Harris, and they learn everything. They teach the kids exactly what they need to know. And then Crump and Rickett, man, they do an awesome job. They've got 95 kids, I believe, in 7th grade right now with 2 coaches. Man, with what they do with those guys, it's really, really impressive. I'm super happy to have those guys with us.
Yeah. So how many 8th graders you got this year?
8th grade, I have 73.
73. Man, that is a great retention.
Absolutely.
From the 7th grade program. So, Coach, Thursday, not everybody will be there because a lot of people will be at Ghost Town downtown.
Right.
But you're hosting Bryant in the 8th grade and then Central in the freshman game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll have Bryant, regular Bryant, the game before. That'll be a good test for us. Bryant always puts a good football team out there. That 8th grade game will be a good one. Then Central will come in, and Central's improved, man. They got a new head football coach. I mean, it's not going to be a blowout. I mean, those guys are going to give us a game, and I'm excited for that.
The following week, you'll go to Cabot South, and then the season will conclude on Thursday, November 2nd.
Yes, sir. That's right.
At the Palace.
Yes, sir.
Against Bryant, and it's shaping up to be a battle of unbeatens for the conference championship.
Yes, sir. We've been here before. We think it's our time. We really do. We've got it together to where we think we have the team that can do it. Bryant has a really, really good football team. They always do. It's going to be about our mentality in that football game. If we have the right mentality, we should take care of business. But once again, it's Benton Bryant. You know how that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a great football game. I hope everybody comes out and supports us, and I know they will. And it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Coach, congratulations on a great season thus far. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we want everybody right now, go circle November 2nd on your calendar, put it in your phone, and let's pack the Palace for what should be a junior high conference championship game as the Panthers host the Hornets at 5:30 for the 8th grade, 7 o'clock for the freshman game on Thursday, November 2nd. We're going to take a 60-second break and be back to continue our Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime show. Benton leads Jacksonville 56-0.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Chepe's Mexican Grill, located at 17324 I-30 North, has been serving up the best made-from-scratch Mexican food in Saline County since 2019. Enjoy their wide array of food and drink options, as well as live music on Wednesdays with Jacob Flores and Sundays with Zach McKenzie. Mention Chepe's 19 on your next visit for 10% off. Chepe's Mexican Grill, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Chepe's 19, get 10% off your bill. I can assure you, I've eaten there 2 of the last 3 Sundays after church, and that Chepe's 19 works. So if you want some good Mexican food, go visit Alma and her team at Chepe's Mexican Grill.
Thanks for making me hungry.
Yeah, you ate the barbecue before game.
I did eat some barbecue from the concession stand, which was surprisingly good.
I got to tell you, I'm ready for Chepe's.
Well, let's go down to Rob Pepper because I'm ready to hear Rob Pepper visit with Tariq Bogart and J.V. Davis.
Yeah, guys, I've got 2 former Panthers, Tariq Bogart, J.V. Davis. What years y'all play, 2010 through 13?
Hey, we're not that old.
Almost that old.
We graduated 13, 14, right?
Yeah, so your last season, though, finished third. Yeah, so you're that old, yeah. So,
dang, JB.
2 former legends on the field. I watched them both play. I know y'all did. A lot of exciting times. Tariq, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Right now, I'm coaching and teaching, actually, in Horny, Texas. So I coach at Jackson Middle School. I'm actually a reading intervention teacher. Never thought I'd be in the English side, but that's what I'm doing now and trying to inspire, of course, the next generation.
Very nice, very nice. So what part of Texas you say?
I'm in Forney, so it's close, right under Rockwall.
Like a suburb of Dallas.
Yeah, nice area, nice area. JV, what about you? What are you doing?
I went from doing a really a really solid finance job actually to preparing and gradually getting Mickey and Caleb out of business. I'm in the wholesale business. And they're nervous. And
if we know anything about the Davises, there's no competition there at all. So I know JV's gotten to watch several games because I've seen you up in the stands. Dreek, this is probably your first time this season?
This season, yeah.
This season.
He came last year.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the offense?
Well, they look like they're having a lot of fun. This looks like a fun offense. It looks like something I would love to be a part of, either at receiver or quarterback. But, hey, they have a lot of guys. They have a lot of weapons. Maddox, Elias, my neighbor, Braylon, is it, number 2? I'm glad he has that number. He's holding it down. But they have a lot of – it looks like they have a lot of weapons, and that quarterback has a strong arm. Looks like making a lot of good decisions. So it looks like they're just having a lot of fun. That's what it looks like, which is good.
Yep. Drew Davis, quarterback, threw for 7 touchdowns in one half last week, one half play. I think y'all had a big game against Greenbrier in 2012 or 2013 where you went for 6 touchdowns, and you were the recipient of a lot of those touchdowns.
I think I still hold that, but I don't know if y'all remember that.
What do you remember about that game?
I was tired after 300 yards. No, it was awesome. No, I've less than 3, sure.
Yeah, that was probably the most fun I ever had in a game. That was like taking Madden and putting it on easy mode and just pushing the A button. No, they really do. They have some explosive. Yeah, they have a lot of people that are explosive. A lot of options.
Not trying to take away.
But no, 7 touchdowns and a half is incredible. Who do they play?
Greene County Tech.
Okay, well that makes sense, but still, that's still a feat and a half, and that just says something to that quarterback and all those weapons that they have, and the coaching staff just making sure they came out prepared and ready for it, you know.
And to your point, they are having a lot of fun doing it. Yes.
They're all like grooving.
The reason why I keep saying that was my main thing when we came, because Benton football wasn't anything when we were playing.
Keep a solid relationship.
And so. Tell the guys before the game is let's just bring some fun back to the town. Let's bring fun back to the game. And then what I'm seeing right here, that's of course 56 points and a half. That's a lot of fun, and that's when you're doing that, the results are going to come, and everybody's going to be happy, everybody's going to be cheering, and there's going to be a lot of memories being made with your friends. So,
absolutely. All right, so JV, serious question: of all the Maddox family, who's the best athlete?
Seriously? Okay, I'll shoot you straight. So as of now, Maddox does have potential, but and I'm being honest with you, until he gets these looks, which I had to go out and get my own looks. Thanks, Coach Nether. I'm kidding. No, I mean, I think he does have a very bright future and has the ability to easily. So, but as of now, it's me, Maddox, the rest of us, and then Caleb. I don't know if y'all remember Caleb, but yeah, Caleb's.
What about Anna Grace? I mean, she gets overlooked.
Absolutely. Grace, yeah, she's number 3, a solid 3. Yeah, I'll give her that for sure. It was unfortunate. She had those ACL injuries throughout her career.
The record books forbidden basketball. Yeah.
Solid.
Absolutely. If you throw golf in the all-athlete mix, is Maddox the clear-cut winner?
Oh yeah.
Or does that bring Caleb up?
All around, sports-wise, yeah, Maddox for sure. I mean, it's tough to say, but Maddox, yeah. But the reasoning behind that, though, we have a lot to do with that, I feel like. Growing up with older brothers.
Absolutely. Jay Thomas is a recipient of that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. No, Jay, Matt, I'm very happy with, how they are performing, yeah, for sure. And they're still just juniors, so I'm excited, yeah.
Last question, Tariq. We all know Scott Nethery, and that was your head coach and offensive coordinator. We know you were known to improvise just a little bit, and we know how much of a perfectionist Scott wants plays run just so. So when you would run around for 30 seconds and then throw the ball to someone for a touchdown, what was his comments when you came off the field?
Hey, man, good play. One thing that we talked a lot before, we always had trainings in the mornings in the spring, so we had a lot of time to talk. And we were on the same page about a lot of things. And one thing he always told me is, hey, man, go out there and play your game. Do you, be you. Get these plays right. But at the same time, he trusted me. And that was the thing that I need the most, is know that my head coach and my coordinator, that really everybody, they trusted me. And so going out there at the same time, our line they were very average. They were some great guys. They had a lot of heart, but they weren't the best. They were nowhere near a 6A line. So I would always say, hey, can I at least get 3 seconds? And after that 3 seconds, I can make a play. But just being able to be trusted by Coach Nethery and him just saying, hey, man, whatever you see, whatever you do, I trust you to do it. And one thing he always told me, because people keep talking about my turnovers, he would say, well, when you throw the ball a lot, it's going to happen. So, I mean, we live by the sword, die by the sword, and I believe my touchdowns outweighed my interceptions. So.
They absolutely did. Guys, I want to thank y'all very much. The role that the Panthers have had these last few years, I think can honestly say started with y'all's class. So appreciate y'all, and that broadcast booth, thanks y'all very much.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. For real. I'm very proud to be a part of it and see how it is. It's really something. It makes me happy. It makes me proud to be a Panther for sure.
Thank y'all very much.
Awesome. Rob, I do want to say I have gotten a message from Chris Ramsey that I agree with 100%. Anna Grace Davis is number one.
A lot of people would agree with that.
A point guard that is homecoming queen has to be number one. So, not only did that group kind of change the face of Benton Panther football, and Terry, I remember that night calling that game with you at Greenbrier. Yep. Dio was on the sideline. You talked about what a patriotic city Greenbrier was. It was one of the most moving national anthems. And little did we realize, I think that night and the show that Tariq and JV, especially along with their teammates, put on to score 66 points, it was almost like that night was the dawn of a new era of Benton football, and I will never forget that night.
Yeah, it's kind of like a page turned in the book, and all of a sudden the plot changed, and it wasn't immediate, but it was incremental, and we just started getting better every single time. And then, man, when 2014 hit and that team hit the field, it was just it's never been it's been different ever since.
Yeah, and I guess that was the place where hope came, Dio, that, man, we may have a hard time stopping teams, but we're going to score points.
Yeah, well, and that was the year that that offense really kind of took off, and when we developed that offense, then Harris comes in the next year and introduces a style of defense that really suited the type players that we have at Benton. Because at the time, that was the thing. We were competing against teams that, quite frankly, just out-athleted us.
Mm-hmm.
And Harris's defense is designed, you don't necessarily have to have the best athletes out there, because that scheme equaled what our offense was able to do and wreaked havoc. I mean, I remember that one quote, it feels like they got guys blitzing out of the stands.
Yeah.
That just describes it. And that went really well with that offense that we ran. And now, I mean, you look at this offense. Holy smokes.
And I will point back to one night in Greenbrier.
And
Tariq Bogard and J.V. Davis with a night we'll never forget. So kick went out of bounds. For some reason the clock didn't start, and now it is finally rolling as we will play the second half under the sportsmanship rule, mercy rule, whatever you want to call it. It'll be first down Panthers. Klein Hooten is your Benton quarterback to open the second half. He's got Quentin Godley at running back. He gets the carry, and Quentin
man,
going to pick up 14 yards.
Yeah, that's right up the gut too. Just following those big guys and rumbling down the middle of the field, Dio.
He doesn't rumble. He glides. That's Braylon that rumbles. You got your adjectives mixed up there.
First down and 10 Panthers right at midfield. Klein going to throw. Catch made by Cortland Stevens, and the senior picks up a yard to the 49 as they wind it. Clock going to run throughout this second half. It's going to be a speedy second half here at 8:34 p.m. Some of the boys ready to head southeast, and a penalty against the Panthers going to back them up. Third quarter brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank. They are getting ready to get that new branch open at the corner of Market and South Street. Merchants and Farmers Bank, that is some wonderful people. If you're looking for a good bank with good service, couldn't recommend it more. Is Quentin going to carry for 5 yards? And it'll be second down and 15.
Yeah, that holding moved them back 10 yards. And outside of the hold, it was well executed, but, well covered by the Titan defense.
It's Klein going to throw. Cortland Stevens makes the catch. And he's going to be bumped out of bounds at the 48-yard line by Caden Young, and it'll be third down and 11 for the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers now with some backup wide receivers going to get a chance to stretch the field a little bit.
Zeke Smith, Cortland Stevens, Ben Moran, and Carter Harris in there at receiver for the Panthers. Klein Hooten takes a snap, dropping back. Looked like they were trying to set up a screen. Jacksonville read it. Klein Hooten has to go to the turf back at the 44, and it's going to be fourth down Panthers. Offensive line that series, Jackson Kendrick, Seth Kenreich, Weston Avery is your center, Garrett Pilkington. Looks like Panthers may go for it here on fourth down. Their own 44. Got an empty gun. Klein Hooten going to throw. He's throwing to Quentin Godley in the slot, and he overthrows him, and Jacksonville will take over in Benton territory.
Well, let's challenge that second-string defense a little bit, Dio. Got to put them on their side of the 50 and see what they can do.
Well, I bet these kids are chomping at the bit. The cornerbacks that are coming out, they're probably excited. You got Sawyer Chandler out there, and looking across the field, that's Anthony Armstrong. They're probably thinking, all right, I got to get me. We had 5 picks in the first half. Let's see if I can get myself one. I need a pen.
Logan Hipskin is in there, too.
Sam Cowling ran off with our pen.
He took our pen. I have to talk to him about that.
Here's another.
Oh, asking you shall receive.
There you go. We got to track these boys' tackles.
Dominic Roy and Carter Hedden are the defensive ends. Ty Mattia still in there at nose guard. So they give it off to Ball, and, Hedden, Roy, and Mattia. That front three all in there on the tackle.
Yeah, Dominic Roy got his hands on him first and almost took the ball away from him, Dio.
Loss of 1. And that second front doing exactly what the first front did. Second down and 11. They give it to Ball, and he is going to be stopped for no gain. And it'll be third down and 11.
Good job by that defensive front, man. It may be the second team in there, Jim, but they're playing strong.
Yeah, very, very little drop off as Jack Johnson, Braden Dominguez, Connor Stevens, your linebackers. Third down and 11 for the Titans. It's clock nearing 6 minutes to go in this rapidly moving third quarter. Benton leads at 56-0. There's a handoff, and boy, look at that. Look at the defense. I love it.
Dominic
no gain.
Roy and Hedden just causing trouble back there.
So, second team defense shows no sign of let up, and it'll be fourth down. Landon Jackson is in there as well. See, Logan Hipskin is one of the safeties. Fourth down and 11. Jacksonville going to punt it away.
Panthers not even going to put anybody back.
I don't know if they made some sort of agreement on these kicks or whatever, but look, I mean, we're not even hardly moving or blocking anybody.
Be careful. Panthers running off the field didn't realize that punt went about 10 yards and knifed back, and it looked like it almost caught Sawyer Chandler as he was jogging off the field.
That's going to be a net of 8 yards on the punt.
Now let's see if this second-team offense can get something going. I'd like to see him, give Q the ball a little bit more to open it up for Klein to be able to try to throw it. We kind of got off track with that penalty on the last drive.
I believe that's Caleb Johnson at the right tackle spot. Kyron Wells in. They're going to throw it to Cortland Stevens. And he's going to be tackled out of bounds by Chris Monk up to the 45-yard line, a gain of 7. Second down and 3. They go right back to the quick out pass. And over the 50-yard line into Titan territory is
Alvin Allen.
Alvin Allen's out for the year. Somebody is in Alvin Allen's jersey. Gain of 9. It's first down and 10. Benton to the 46. Kyron Wells gets the carry, and he's going to be down to the 43-yard line. And there comes a penalty as blocking downfield for the Panthers. I believe that was Jackson Kendricks, and he got a kind of a punch in the back as he got up, and 15 yards going to go against the Titans.
Well, I don't think that he liked as efficient as his blocking was.
No. And anytime your lineman has to put on his track shoes to run back to the huddle, he was blocking well.
Exactly. First down and 10. Benton, the penalty moves it down to the Titan 28-yard line. As Klein Hooten pulls. Nice little fake, and Klein's going to keep for the first down. As he's all the way down to the 14-yard line. Give Klein 14 yards on that scamper.
Yeah, it was a really good pull right there. I mean, that as aggressive as the Jacksonville front line has been, that end crashed down, and he took advantage of it. Boy, this Marion West Memphis game tied at 14.
And it's a slobber knocker.
Well, those rivalry games are
fun.
Oh, just fun. Look at those stands. They're full. I guarantee you both sides are just absolutely packed. Marion and West Memphis, 10 miles from each other?
Hey, if that.
If that.
Yeah, right there together. Kyron Wells gets a carry, lost his footing as he tried to make a cut at the 9-yard line. And it's going to be third down Panthers. Gain of just 1, 3rd and 5.
I want to see him do another read option right here and let Klein run with it. That defensive front's getting a little. There it is.
Good call. Dio coaching. And Klein going to be down to the 5-yard line. Panther with a pancake in the end zone. And again, a little bit of a scuffle after the play, as I believe that was Ben Moran blocking into the end zone. The Jacksonville Titan didn't like it, and Benton's going to pick up a 1st and goal on another poise penalty against Jacksonville.
That's going to be a first down.
But Dio, you got to love the nasty mentality of a lineman.
That wasn't even a lineman. That was a receiver, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it?
It's the Y.
Yeah, it's the Y.
Second team Y.
So you love that even more.
Absolutely.
Kyron Wells bulldozing his way toward the end zone. They're going to mark him down. Man, that is a shoelace shy of the goal line.
Yeah, they said the ball hit before he crossed the line. Panthers in a quick.
Klein keeps Klein in the end zone. Good for Klein Hooten. Touchdown Panthers as Klein Hooten scores from a yard out, and Benton goes up 62-0.
I feel like we're going to be buying some pizza.
Kind of feels that way.
Kind of feels that way. Unless something goes haywire here.
It's Chris Hernandez boots through the extra point. The senior getting a PAT. And the Panthers go up 63-0, paging Brian Black. Can we pass the offering plate by Brian's house on the pizza?
Hey, I saw him at that Justin Moore deal at Boys and Girls Club, him and his wife Leslie, and they said that we are a featured act on their Friday night date night. They take us wherever they go. And so proud to have them as fans of both the Benton Panthers and our broadcast.
Yes.
But I don't know that they're still watching. They may they may not be watching a 63-0 ball game at this point. But
we haven't gotten the text from Dallas or somewhere like that this year from Brian like we have in the past.
Usually we'll get the dinner table.
Yes.
Where they have the cell phone up on the table and watching the game at dinner.
Yeah. I'll still never forget Brian sending us that text. Don't get that PDC any pepperoni pizza. Get them meat lovers.
That's right.
It has caused the collection plate to take on a little extra donation because they expect the meat lovers now.
That's right. I just got a text from Darcy Stoles. She said she's having a good time listening and watching the football game. We always appreciate it when we get some feedback. Is that Q on the tackle? That is.
I believe it is.
I'm going to
put him on the stat sheet.
I like putting him on the stat sheet. When an offensive guy gets to get on the stat sheet, that's always a good thing.
So first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Benton and Bryant JVs will play Monday night. And Coach Harris brought the travel team tonight, and some of the JV guys said, hey, y'all are getting to wear the pink tape and all that tonight. Can we go pink out on Monday night? And that's exactly what they're going to do for the JV game.
Well,
Benton and Bryant Monday night at the Palace.
We got far less pink on than Jacksonville does tonight. I'll say that.
True that. So they give it off to Ball. Ball's going to carry for 4 yards.
Logan Hipskin on the tackle there.
Yeah, Brian is on the back porch tonight, still tuned in at a 63-0 game.
Well, that's what they were watching us from the hot tub last week. That's I mean, that's a great place, especially when the weather's like this. This is the perfect time to sit out in the hot tub and watch the Panthers just whack somebody.
Looks like we got a player down.
Yeah, Titan injured is being attended to at the 25-yard line. Hey, Rob, your interview debut tonight was spectacular. Great interview with Tariq and JV.
Well, coming from you, Jim, I really appreciate that because you're the master of the interview.
Oh, mercy.
No pressure, Jim. Keep that up.
You make it look so natural.
He does. He's offered to let me do the halftime show, and I'm like, no. Yeah, you got that, Jim. That's all you, babe. Sorry, we're getting weird up in here now.
Wow.
I mean, I know we're comfortable with each other, but come on.
Dio, are you and Terry?
I've gone delirious. I don't know what's happened.
Are y'all going down to the duck camp tonight?
We are headed down to
separate cars.
Separate cars. Now Terry won't ride with me.
What?
Anyway.
It's not spec season, is it?
No, it's camp work weekend, man. You got to get prepped.
Gotcha.
Boy, that's a nice drive right there.
Yeah, Logan Hipskin finally made the tackle as Taryn Rogers, they put the senior wide receiver at running back and running with a purpose to the 32. It'll be a Titan first down.
Man, when you're getting taken to the woodshed, I always love to see it when a team is still playing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was a great job by the Jacksonville offensive line, really getting that front push and getting the first down.
First down and 10 for Jacksonville at the 33. Yeah, Kaysen, when it's 63-0, you kind of make it up on the fly, buddy. as they run the football. Jack Johnson in on the tackle. Also in there for the Panthers on the tackle, Josh Guerreri. Good to see Josh getting some time at nose man. Rob had called for the Josh Guerreri touchdown catch tonight.
For that before the game.
Now you got Justin down there on the sideline now. You can bend his ear a little.
I think they've got a game plan in mind.
2nd down and 7 for the Titans as they're just bleeding the clock, ready to get this one over with. It's been all fighting Panthers tonight. There's a snap over the head of the quarterback, but a flag and a false start is coming to check in for the Panthers, Antonio Shelton. Hey, congratulations to Kaysen. I drove by the Palace on my way home from church Wednesday night, and it looked like a great crowd for Fields of Faith Wednesday night. And I know Evan, one of our camera guys tonight, spoke at Fields of Faith.
Did a fantastic job.
He did.
Too.
It's a handoff, and boy.
Man.
Tackled by a whole host of Panthers right there. Gives some more credit to Dominic Roy.
Antonio Shelton was in there as well.
Yeah.
Carter Hedden also. Man, that guy's made the transition from basketball to football well.
I remember watching his dad play basketball for Sheridan back in the 80s when I was a kid. They went to I remember watching them play Arkadelphia in the playoffs. Man, that was a good Sheridan basketball team. I think that was in the 80s.
Snap over the head of the quarterback, and falling on it back at the 15-yard line was Bryston Ballou, and it'll be 4th down for Jacksonville, and they will have to punt it away. And guys, the truth is, without Kentrell Thompson tonight, Jacksonville badly outmanned, but they were missing their most potent weapon, Terry.
Yeah, he accounted for a lot of their offense, and man, anytime you take a big part of that offense off the field, especially when you're kind of one-dimensional with them, you're going to have a hard night.
I mean, he might have saved us a pizza party had he been playing. But I don't know.
I feel certain that that we're going to give up pizza.
Yep. Yep. So Chuck and the crew at Lost Pizza, we're going to have to load up on some meat lovers from them and pass the plate.
Well, you know, I said I'm certain that we're going to have to give up some pizza because I'm doing everything I can to jinx us.
Terry. You're a man of means. You don't mind pitching in for a shutout, do you?
Never.
Never. Now, I can't remember. Where did the shutout pizza for the defense originate? I'm trying to remember that.
It was years ago. I know that. Years ago. And I can't remember what player it was, but it was a player-suggested deal.
If we pitch a shutout, y'all buy pizza.
Yeah.
Was it suggested to Nethery and he pawned it off on the touchdown club or broadcast crew? Or?
You know, I don't remember, but I know that we've done it for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. That kind of sounds like something Nethery would do, isn't it? Pawn off.
Hey, but I will say this. We have food in the press box at our home games. Jacksonville, the last time I came to a Jacksonville game at Jacksonville, the food was wonderful. This time, they were not welcoming us with something.
No food.
No vittles.
But the accommodations, big time.
That's why they're like, we spent all our money on the accommodations. You get your own food. Go Q.
Quentin running hard down to the 30-yard line. It'll be a first down with 3:53 to go.
Well, you kind of wish he would take some of those cuts off and just take off running. Take it as far as he can.
First down, Panthers at the Titan 31. Klein Hooten pulls. He's going to keep over the 20. Flag comes in. And the Panthers going to get a hit with a hold on the edge as Klein is showing some wheels on that read, Dio.
Boy, and he's really selling that give, too, because you watch him. He just kind of toys with that end. And I got to tell you right now, yeah, our receivers may be getting some flags thrown for downfield blocking, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's a downfield block you see in college, and there's no flags in college. They're not going to throw a flag for that kind of downfield block. Drew Harris has actually done a really phenomenal job.
Quinn just bulls the safety, and it is another touchdown for the Panthers. And, guys, I'm going to tell you, we are an extra point away from hitting 70, and we talk about scoring points. I do not remember the last time Benton hit the 70 mark.
I don't either. I remember hitting 60. As a matter of fact, I remember hitting 66 on Jacksonville.
Yep.
And Greenbrier with the boys, Tariq and the boys. So Chris Hernandez's extra point is good, and the Panthers go up 70-0. All right, time to pull up Benton history here. If you guys talk, we're going to find out.
10 touchdowns tonight, Terry. That's kind of.
Well, we got tied up on a conversation a while ago, and I was going to remark about Corey Anderson. Corey's the one that got flagged, I think, on that hold. And Corey is a sophomore wide receiver, 6 foot, 160 pounds, and Corey was doing a really good job of downfield blocking. Dio, it was exactly what you're talking about in the things that Coach Harris is teaching them in downfield blocking, and, man, he's just doing a fantastic job of getting downfield and being very physical in that contact.
Yeah, well, and I mean, everybody thinks that holding is just when you grab somebody's jersey, but when you block the correct way, you're grabbing hold of the inside of those shoulder pads. I'm going to be quiet while.
Can y'all give me a score update on the Marion Westminster game?
14-14, fourth quarter.
Roy Adams on the tackle. 5'9", 135-pound sophomore, getting in on the action tonight. Jim's looking through to see the last time we scored 70 points, and he's scrolling. He's back in the 90s. I feel like the further you go back, the less likely it is to find it.
I think we're going to have to go back like to the 30s.
Yeah, but I would think that back in the 30s, there's no way they scored that many points.
Well, I'm going to blow your mind here. If y'all want to call out this game for me, I'm going to find it for you. That was a quick call.
There you go. Game over. Logan Hipskin gets the final tackle of the evening.
8:58, that's exactly what time the game ended last week. 2 weeks in a row, the Panthers concluded 8:58. The taking care of business tour, guys, I would say went very well. 63-7 last week, 70-0 tonight. Benton wins.
Yeah,
and it's pizza time.
Pizza time. Business took care of.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have tonight's post-game show. It's a happy one brought to you by CTS Industrial Services as Benton wins 70-0. CTS Industrial Services and Rooster Portable Toilets are both Saline County-based companies. Rooster provides portable toilets, luxury restroom trailers, and hand wash stations for construction sites and special events such as races, weddings, concerts, family reunions, or weekend events. Rooster can also pump septic tanks. CTS provides large roll-off dumpsters for your construction site or large event. Give CTS or Rooster a call at 501-778-4535 or 501-672-5164.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey Benton Panther fans, looking to score big on fun for your next event? Central Arkansas Inflatables has got you covered. From bounce houses to water slides, we bring the amusement park to you. Birthday parties, family reunions, or just a weekend treat, we guarantee a touchdown and excitement for kids and adults alike. Visit CentralArkansasInflatables.com today and let the fun begin. Go Panthers!
Yes, we've got Bear on the line with a question for Trey. Bear, what's your question?
Hey, Randy, this is Bear, first-time listener, long-time caller. I wanted to ask Trey about Sanders Ground Essentials. I know they are real five-star guys wanted by everybody. I heard they have an excellent weed control and fertilization program, and they do customized plans based on annual soil results for all their customers. I just want to know what you guys have heard. I'm going to hang up and listen now.
Bear, you should call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Chepe's Mexican Grill, located at 17324 I-30 North, has been serving up the best made-from-scratch Mexican food in Saline County since 2019. Enjoy their wide array of food and drink options, as well as live music on Wednesdays with Jacob Flores and Sundays with Zach McKenzie. Mention Chepe's 19 on your next visit for 10% off. Chepe's Mexican Grill, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Welcome back. Benton wins it tonight 70-0 over Jacksonville. The Panther defense limited the Titans to negative 40 yards rushing tonight on 20 carries. Just absolutely impressive. Let's go down to Rob Pepper with Brad Harris.
Coach, the defense got its first shutout, piece of shutout of the year, but the real story is the offense. Quick fact from our historians up here. Most points scored since the second week of 1930 by the Benton Panthers.
I knew it would probably be close to a record. I know in 14 we beat Jacksonville 66-0 because when I went back and looked at scores and things like that, so I figured 70 had to be close to a record. That's awesome. You know, we didn't really anticipate getting a shutout. We was hoping for one, but we dang sure didn't anticipate scoring 70, you know. But the guys were clicking in the first half. We had some hiccups there execution-wise, but we made some big plays. Really tried to get the run game going a little bit. We haven't had that the last couple of weeks just because we've been throwing it around so well. Guys in the second half came in and executed really well. Defensively, I was real proud of them to keep the shutout intact. But real proud of the guys' effort tonight. I mean, what can you say about 70-0? Love it.
Absolutely. All phases of your team's game, offense, defense, special teams, really clicking. Schedule gets a little tougher from here, and then on in the playoffs. How do you ramp up the intensity and everything as you move on through?
Well, this week, we talked a little bit about it on Coach's show. We tried to take care of them the last 2 weeks. And like you said, we got a tougher team coming to town next week with Searcy. I mean, they're going to be athletic. They're going to be able to put some points on the board, so it's going to challenge our defense. But they've been giving up a lot, too. So hopefully, we're scoring a lot of points right now. Hopefully, we can keep that trend up. But we'll increase the practice a little bit of intensity, a little bit more. We've kind of rested them the last 2 weeks. Heck, the starters haven't played more than a half for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so we're going to have to get them ready to play a third or fourth quarter like we talked about at halftime with them, So big ball game next week at home. We need everybody to turn out. We're out of school on Friday, so that's kind of a weird week for us and everything, so we need a lot of Benton Panther fans to show up Friday night against Searcy.
Very good. Awesome. Congratulations, Coach.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys up top. Thanks a lot.
Well said. I mean, Coach alluded to one thing we talked about at Panther Live is that, he wanted to rest their legs, Terry, kind of back off a little bit. And you could not look fresher when you had an excuse to be flat the last 2 weeks. Just completely impressed.
Yeah. No two ways about it. And boy, they just looked fast. And I know that's really easy to say when you're really jumping on your opponent. But, I mean, we watch these guys every week, and you can tell when they're mailing it in. And you really haven't seen that the last 3 weeks. You've seen a team that looked rested, looked healthy, and was really, really exploding into their plays.
Marion and West Memphis tied at 14. Marion has it at the West Memphis 36 with 7:59 to go in the ball game. Quick final look at the stats tonight. Benton dominates 479 yards on 46 snaps. It's another 10-plus yard per snap performance by that offense. Jacksonville ran 44 plays for 88 yards, 128 passing, negative 40 rushing. Benton very balanced, 216 rushing, 263 passing tonight. Drew Davis, 13 of 14, had one incompletion tonight, 240 yards, 5 touchdowns. Klein Hooten was 4 of 5 for 23 yards. Braylon Russell had 12 carries for 103 yards tonight. How about Q? 5 carries, 69 yards. Dio, I know you like that.
Well, I like that. I like the fact that he got into the end zone. That's just good. And I love watching him running over somebody too, just taking the safety on and putting his shoulder down and, getting into him. That was fantastic.
5 interceptions by the Benton defense tonight. Isaac Hill with 3. Chris Bernard had a pick. Gary Rideout had a pick. J. Thomas Pepper had 2 assists. Hey, let's hit our HBA Construction Panther Players of the Game tonight. Terry, you're our offensive guy. Who you got on offense?
Well, I mean, we say it every week, man. When you got an offense that can score like this, you're going to want to give it to a lot of different people. But, man, how about Carson Collett? 3 touchdowns. Man, you want to talk about a breakout party. Over 100 yards receiving, I think. Came into the game with 113, I think, and may have eclipsed that in one half with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, matched his season total. Laid out for that 1 touchdown pass. Made a fantastic catch. Made some good tackles on the kickoff team. Just played an outstanding game tonight.
So we'll give it to Poot. 3 catches, 117 yards, and 3 touchdowns. All his catches went for touchdowns. Doing his best Elias Payne imitation. So Carson Collett, a well-deserved HBA Construction Offensive MVP. And again, defensively, and truth be told, Isaac Hill with 3 picks, but we try to share the wealth. Well, and Isaac was our player of the game last week. But
let me say this. The guy that set up a lot of those 5 picks, the guy that set that up with his quarterback pressures was Peyton McNeely.
Yeah.
And this was a game where we saw him making tackles. A lot of times you don't see the work he does because he's taking on blocks, freeing up the linebackers. Well, tonight,
being double teamed.
Exactly. Tonight, team's leading tackler in a half with 5 tackles, not any, but no. That was the other thing on the tackle chart. It was really spread out tonight, but he had the most tackles, and we don't record quarterback hurries, but he had plenty of those. Also, I mean, yeah, I got to go Peyton McNeely.
Yeah, I'm good with that because there were so many times on those passes. I mean, we have 5 interceptions. Most of those were because they were rushed. Receiver wasn't where he's supposed to be, errant pass, and that's because Peyton was back there in his face.
So Peyton McNeely is our HBA Construction Defensive MVP. Carson Collett is our HBA Construction Offensive MVP. For all of your home or commercial construction needs, contact HBA Construction, a proud supporter of Panther football, at 501-722-8700. We'll have Carson, and we will have Peyton, and we will have Brad Harris at Panther Live from Lost Pizza on Tuesday at 6:30. Man, that's a lot of fun. And Panther fans have been filling it up. And I tell you what else is cool about this team, guys, is that place is filled with teammates every Tuesday. This group of guys loves being together.
Yep.
And it really radiates.
You can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it. This is a team that really likes each other, really enjoys each other's company, and that translates on the field because they'll get out there and play for each other.
And I'm not taking any credit for this, but these kids have all played together, not against each other. They grew up playing this game together since they were 4th graders. At least the junior class
yes.
did. They've never known anything but being teammates with each other, and I just think that
makes
a
difference.
Huge difference when you get into senior high, because now you know the guys you can trust, and they know they can trust you, and the chemistry is huge in football.
And when you see the majority of them show up on Tuesday evening after practice to congratulate and support their teammates, boy, there's a bond and a cohesion that just comes through, and then it shows on the field on Friday night. So, hey, join us at Lost Pizza on Tuesday night. It is a lot of fun. You can come out and have some great food and enjoy some great football fellowship. Dio, last word tonight.
Hey, mission, take care of business, completed. Now we got to think of a catchphrase for the end of the season for the last 3 games. I don't know what it is. My brain's not working right now, but we just need to see them come out next week and honestly take care of business again. I know Cersei's going to be a much better opponent than what we've seen the last 2 weeks, but now I think it's the time to really start elevating the game as we move closer and closer to the playoffs, because that West Memphis game 2 weeks from now is going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, it is. And, West Memphis is down 6 points right now with 6 minutes left. They've got the ball and driving. Man, I'm just I'm having a lot of fun watching this football team. They are just a lot of fun to watch. And, next week we have Cersei coming into the house, and Cersei can move the ball a little bit. And I'm excited to see what Coach Ray has drawn up for this. And I think we may see a little bit of a different look to the offense for our future opponents. And I'm excited about it. I look forward to being back home for our next game.
Coach Nethery will feed us well, as he always does at the home games, and we always appreciate that very much. Guys, one thing that I have noticed on the stream is that West Memphis is everything quarterback. Keelan Mills has not been leading the Blue Devils in this second half. So we'll keep an eye out for that and what that might mean. We hope that young man isn't too seriously injured as to why he's not in there, but he is some kind of athlete. We remember him last year, but he has not been at quarterback in the second half. Marion leads at 20-14, 5 minutes and counting in the fourth quarter. Hey, the motto next week is Pack the Palace. Our home crowds this year have been outstanding. And I know Brad Harris will say that the Catholic game was won in part by the support and vocal nature of the Panther fans. So come pack the Palace next Friday and help cheer the Panthers on to a big victory. That's the next game. That's the next home game. And that's also our next broadcast of Panther football. After 2 weeks of taking care of business on the road, the Panthers will return home to host a good Searcy Lion team that is leading Greene County Tech 41-7 at last report. It's a crucial 6A East Conference contest, and if the Panthers want to keep their march for a conference championship going and this spotless, unbeaten record intact, they have got to take care of business at home next week. We'll have the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show at 6:30 before kickoff at 7 o'clock. And I want to remind you, as I do each week, in Benton, Arkansas, we are blessed with the best high school production crew in the state of Arkansas.
Amen.
Bar none. Tonight, Jonathan Webb directed it. Chase Bowden pitched in for an ailing Morgan Garrett at last minute and handled our graphics. Aaron Garrett ran audio tonight, did some troubleshooting with Rob Sideline Mike. Kendrick Ollison and Evan Garrett were behind the cameras tonight and captured all the sights for you. And we want to send out a good well wish to Morgan. We missed you tonight. So on behalf of Terry Benham, Rob Pepper, Dio Vanucci, I'm Jim Gardner. Appreciate you joining us tonight for Benton Fighting Panther football. Again, tonight's final score, Benton 70, Jacksonville 0. Until we greet you again next Friday, good night, God bless, and go Benton.